Continues. Not one, not two, but three. Chris Taylor, the night of his life.
When our backs are against the wall, it brings out the best in us.
And this game of baseball, you never know.
We're up 3-2 and we're going home. It's a great position to be in.
ATL, here we come.
And ATL, here we are. Sellout crowd, standing room only. This place is packed in the Battery, and Braves fans hoping they see their team punch their ticket to a World Series tonight. It's the 2021 National League Championship Series on TBS. It is presented by Loan Depot. A loud house getting ready for Game 6. Dodgers, Braves. Hi, everybody. We welcome you here from Atlanta. Brian Anderson along with Jeff Francoeur and Ron Darling. There is big news to start this Game 6. It involves a big-name starter in Max Scherzer. He will not pitch tonight. It's going to be Walker Buehler instead. For more on that story, we send it right down to Lauren Shahadi. Hi, Lauren.
Yeah, it'll be Walker Buehler on 3 days rest, Brian, for the second time this postseason. Last time was against the Giants, 4 1/3 of one-run ball. Max, he was scratched, but remember back to Game 2 when Dave Roberts went to the mound. He took the ball out of his hand. You know, Max, he never wants to leave a baseball game. He handed it to his manager willingly and afterwards said, "My arm, it is completely dead." Strong possibility we could see him in Game 7 if need be, but he said he and Walker throwing around the outfield Friday at Dodger Stadium. He said it was just clear Walker's arm was in better shape than mine, Brian.
That is big news. I'm interested to get you guys' reaction. Let's start with you, Ronnie.
Well, I think back to 1986. I started 3 games in that World Series, and they told me just hang with them. You're going out there for every game. But nowadays, there's more conversation. And I think at the end of the day, Max felt like he would be better tomorrow, and they don't lose anything with Buehler pitching on 3 days rest for the second time today. But what I'm really interested is I can't hear a thing. So what is this crowd going to mean for the Atlanta Braves?
Well, I'm sure they're going to be rocking here tonight in Atlanta, but surprised too a little bit with Max Scherzer. Never thought I'd hear him say dead arm. But with that being said, Buehler pitched Game 3, guys. Didn't pitch straight, 76 pitches. No doubt he wants the ball tonight.
But well, let's turn the page quickly to the Atlanta Braves because they have a lead in this series. They're up 3-2. The Dodgers staved off elimination. The Braves are home with a lead, 1 win away.
Well, everybody here in Atlanta, I'm sure, keeps hearing deja vu from last year, up 3-1. The difference, Freddie Freeman said, this right here tonight. Last year was in a bubble. This year they're at home.
Well, this is a New York kid in Ian Anderson who started tonight in New York toughness, and he has already, in his young career, started 6 times in the postseason. The Atlanta Braves are 5-1.
Well, the Atlanta Braves had a couple of walk-offs, and there have been some incredible moments in this ballpark and in this series. Remember Game 1, the Austin Riley walk-off, and then it was Eddie Rosario Day, his walk-off moment in Game 2. Braves flexed their muscle to a 2-0 lead, but Cody Bellinger and Mookie Betts snatch them back in Game 3. Rosario delivered again, his second 4-hit performance in Game 4, and the Chris Taylor game, CT3, as in 3 home runs. Now we're off to Game 6. It's next on TBS. At least an hour before the game, the Battery completely full. It is a picture-perfect Saturday night in the South. 67 degrees, slight breeze coming out of the northwest, and we are ready for Game 6 of this National League Championship Series. As we take a look at the Loan Depot Home Means Everything batting order for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts back in the customary leadoff spot. Corey Seager hit second, then Trey Turner. In the middle, Will Smith. Chris Taylor elevated in the lineup tonight after his 3-home run game in Game 5. Cody Bellinger and A.J. Pollock. Matt Beatty gets to start at first. Walker Buehler pitching on 3 days rest. He is on the mound, and his mound opponent tonight, Ron Darling, is Ian Anderson, and he's had a great year. He's been excellent in the postseason, but you could say he's looking for a bounce back here tonight.
He is. He only made 3 innings until he was pulled out by Brian Snitker. The most important thing for Anderson, he's somehow got to find a way to get through the first inning. ERA in the first inning is 6.58 in his only start, a 2-run home run given up to Seager.
And then Brian Snitker for the 6th game in a row goes with that defense. Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. defense has played great in the infield this series. Riley Swanson, Albies, the Gold Glover Freeman, and then in the outfield with Rosario, Duvall, and Jocktober with the pearls in right field.
Check the 6-man umpiring crew for tonight's game. Lance Barksdale, he'll be behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Trip Gibson over at first base. The 6'7" Jordan Baker standing tall at second base. Jerry Meals is the crew chief. He's at third. He'll be the man to administer replay. And then James Hoy in left field. Mark Carlson is in right. If the Dodgers win and this goes to a game 7, Todd Tishner will be behind the plate tomorrow, and he is off tonight, but he is in the ballpark. So Ian Anderson putting the finishing touches on his warm-ups.
Brian, he has to be aggressive to a fault. Make these Dodger hitters early in the count, put the ball in play, and let this marvelous defense take over.
Dave Robertson, the Los Angeles Dodgers. It has been 21 seasons since we've had a repeat World Series champion. The Dodgers have a chance to do that this year, but they're going to have to win 3 elimination games in this series alone. They won an elimination game in game 5, and that makes it 7 in a row for the Dodgers. Meanwhile, the Braves trying to punch a ticket to the World Series for the first time since 1999. First pitch of the ball game, and away we go with strike 1.
Last 7 elimination games for Mookie Betts, 14 for 29.
Betts has had a key moment in this league championship series. Had a game-winning double in game 3. The Dodgers came off the deck in game 3. Looked like the Braves with a 3-run lead in game 3, riding all that momentum of the back-to-back walk-offs here in this ballpark. Looked like they were ready to go up 3-0. Bellinger's 3-run homer, Betts' RBI double gave him the lead. They would not surrender that lead. And then we had a couple of games in 4 and 5 that were completely opposite of what we expected. And that brings us here as Betts sends it in the air to center. Playable. No problem for Duvall. And there is out number 1 of game 6 of this NLCS. Max Scherzer unable to go, and the fact that he verbalized that notion, Ronnie, that's the part that we probably the road we haven't been down, let's say. That Maxie held a little press conference before the game. He spoke to Lauren and others, and he said his arm is tired. There's a lot of fatigue in his arm. It is possible he could pitch tomorrow if the Dodgers win, but we don't know that either. Corey Seager takes a ball.
I think with Max Scherzer, we're just curious. Anytime you hear a guy like him say, I can't go, you look at him as almost Superman. But
That's right,
Ronnie, everybody's got their limits.
And Scherzer is 37 years of age. He is a free agent. He certainly is at the top of his game. He'll be a Cy Young contender. Might be the Cy Young favorite. Had a great year this year. He's pitched a lot as Seager takes a ball, and Anderson falls behind the free swinging Corey Seager. 3-0.
Well, if you remember back here in game 3, Seager hit a 2-run homer, or in game 2 here off Ian Anderson, first pitch curveball. Being a little more careful here.
Green light. 3-0. Ate him alive. Fastball right in on the hands. 2 men are out. That's in Seager retired.
We always talk about the 3-0 count in an offensive way. What a great pitch it is to hit and to put into play. We never talk about getting behind a hitter 3-0 and throwing a ball that ends up being a ground ball for an out. It's a huge lift, and you can see what I was talking about before, his first inning ERA and the rest of the way.
And that's why more or less you wonder that 3-0 pitch right there. That's got to help Ian Anderson big time getting an early out on a 3-0 count.
Here's Trey Turner now with 2 outs. If you remember that scene when Anderson was taken out of game 2, he had given up a 2-run homer to Seager, and he went 3 innings with those 2 runs. It wasn't bad, but there were some hard hit balls, some line drive outs. And Brian Snitker took him out and had a long conversation with him in the dugout and said, basically, as he shared with us today, I said, you're going to get another chance.
Yeah.
It's one game. Be ready. And this is that chance. And this is that moment for Ian Anderson. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think it's like anything. You hate doing that to a young kid. But with Brian Snitker doing that, he kept the game at 2-0, and the Atlanta Braves ended up winning that ball game because of it.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Turner, coming off a 3-hit game in Game 5. And they come to their feet at Truist Park. Checked it. 3-2 down.
Good call by the first base umpire. Not even close. Remember, none of this happened last year at this time.
The league championship series was in the National League bubble in Arlington. While they did allow fans, partial crowds at that stadium, and it was a pro Braves crowd, more Braves fans able to make that trip. Nothing like this. 3-2 pitch. First, our Lone Depot home means everything batting order for Brian Snitker and the Braves. Rosario, Freeman, and Albies, they flip-flop back in their traditional order. Austin Riley, Adam Duvall, and Jock Peterson in the middle. Dansby Swanson, Travis d'Arnaud, and Ian Anderson on the mound for Atlanta. He's off to a good start. 3 up, 3 down first. And now it's Walker Buehler's turn, coming back for the second time in this postseason run on 3 days rest.
Yeah, his first start in San Francisco, 4 1/3, only gave up a run, but coming off a start where he struggled against the Braves. 3 2/3, 6 innings, 4 runs, only 2 earned because of the misplay by Gavin Lux in center field.
Eddie Rosario ready to lead off. And on the first pitch, he fouls it back. Rosario is having an NLCS MVP caliber run. Of course, the Braves have to win this series, but Rosario in 9 games has 8 runs batted in this postseason. He's had 2 4-hit games in the NLCS.
Well, the consistency, BA, he's got a hit in all 9 postseason games.
Rosario moving into that leadoff spot for the most part with left-handed starters on the mound. He hits down in the order, sometimes 5th, which he's done in this series. And he slaps one into left field, a base hit. A hitting machine right now, Eddie Rosario.
"13 hits.
He's in one of those zones, and they're going to ride it as long as they can. How about you set us up with the Dodgers defense, Frenchie?
Yeah, Will Smith behind the dish for the 6th straight game tonight, and then because of Justin Turner's injury, Taylor's at third base, Seager, Turner, and then Matt Beatty getting the start for the first time in the NLCS, and the outfield again, Pollock, Bellinger, Betts.
Dodgers have lost Max Muncy and Justin Turner. Muncy the last day of the regular season. Turner injured his hamstring in Game 4, and he is out for the rest of the postseason.
It's like anything, your infield defense gets a little bit weaker, but the outfield defense for the Dodgers really strong tonight.
Freddie Freeman, a first-inning homer in Game 5. He's homered in back-to-back games. He found his swing in Los Angeles, a Southern California native. Remember, he started this championship series 0 for 8 in those first 2 games here in Atlanta. Different story in Los Angeles, had 6 hits.
When you pitch on 3 days rest, it really doesn't affect your fastball. You'll have a good one The problem is, can you spin it like you can usually spin it? And that is the difference. When Buehler is at his very best, he has swing and miss breaking stuff.
1 ball, 1 strike on Freddie Freeman. Hot one. Got a chance at 2 here. Shift was on. And a double play as Freeman is wiped out. Wipes out the leadoff single.
Now, perfect positioning. We talk about the numbers and the shifts we see. A couple of them this series have ended up in easy double plays.
Dodgers like to keep Seager over on that side. They move their third baseman across in the rover position, so it sets up as a 4-6-3 double play. But able to cover a lot of ground on the pull side. 2 men are out. Here is Ozzie Albies. Albies has 6 hits in the LCS, and he has been an igniter for the Atlanta Braves.
I think the Braves are waiting for Ozzie Albies to have that big hit, Ronnie. 77 extra base hits during the season, second most in the NL behind Bryce Harper.
4 career hits against Walker Buehler, 17 at-bats. Albies has hit in 8 straight games and a .294 average in those 8 games. He's got 10 hits. Last 34 at-bats. He's going along well. He's made some incredible plays defensively, and there's no doubt he is a fan favorite. His jerseys are everywhere in this ballpark. That hit him, or did he go? They were last first, and it's a ball down and in, and a check swing. Buehler, the scheduled starter for Game 7 when we left Los Angeles. Scherzer and Buehler lined up. Anderson and Charlie Morton lined up for Atlanta. Scherzer unable to go. Buehler coming back on 3 days. And Albies deep into right center. Way back there. Off the wall. Into second base with a belly flop. Ozzie Albies. It's a 2-out double. And the Braves have 2 hits. First 3 batters up against Walker Buehler.
Well, he gets a pitch up in the zone right here, and you can see Albies drop the bat head to it. You know, it reminds you of the Bellinger home run almost. So you just see it up there, you know how they square it up. They've been waiting for some power for him, and he drops the double for the Atlanta Braves.
Swords are out early for Ozzie Albies. And a runner at second base, 2 outs. Here is Austin Riley. MVP chance for Riley on the first pitch. Lets it fly, fouls it away. Riley had a brilliant start to this LCS. Game 1 had a game-tying homer in the 4th inning and then had the walk-off single. Game 2 had a game-tying double late in that game.
He's been in pull mode this series, though. When he's hitting the ball to right center and right field, that's when he gets locked in.
Struggled in the LA portion of this series in the 3 games.
Yeah, kind of the complete opposite of Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman couldn't hit here, did in LA. Austin Riley struggled out west, BA.
Two balls and a strike. Buehler pitched that 4th game of the division series. That was on 3 days, 4 1/3 innings. Pitched Game 3 of this NLCS, 3 2/3 innings. There was an early pull for Walker Buehler. The Dodgers would come back to win that game. Big swing and a miss.
And that's how they've been pitching him this series. Kind of away. And every once in a while they'll come in to keep him honest, but then they go right back to this pitch. And as you said, Ronnie, see that front hip fly open? He's got to try to shoot that ball right up the middle.
2 outs, 2-2 the count. Runner at second, Albies after a double. And Buehler delivers. Did he go? He did not.
Laid off that pitch this time.
These 2 check swings with you guys already in the first inning. It's a clockwork.
Back-to-back sliders from Walker Buehler. Thought Trevor Hoffman was walking out of the bullpen for a minute. And a swing and a drive down the left field line. This is going to be down. One hops out. Automatic double scores Albies. And the Braves strike first in the first inning.
Well, because he was able to lay off the 2-2 pitch that you talked about, Ronnie, he gets one more on the plate. And he gets it off the end of the bat, but enough to get it to left field. 75 hits with 2 strikes during the season, the most in Major League Baseball.
3 consecutive sliders. And Riley bounces one out. He's at second. Back-to-back doubles. Now Adam Duvall. Now, Ron and I were with the Dodgers in the Giants division series. The team that scored first won every game. Scoring first in this series has not been the best thing. They're just 3-2, the teams that score first.
Although across postseason baseball, 23-7 when you score first.
Feels like a DraftKings right in front of us. That's a ball down and away to Adam Duvall. Duvall got it going in Los Angeles as well. He started this LCS 0 for 7. Excellent with 2 outs and runners in scoring position this year. He led the National League in RBIs. He is great in all run producing situations. And he is in scoring position on his own, standing in the box. 38 homers. That one's into center field. And Bellinger will put it away. 3 hits in the inning. There was a double play ball. But Austin Riley delivers the game's first run. Albies bangs one off the right field wall. The Swords are out early. Riley delivers the first run. Take a look at DraftKings Sportsbook game odds for today's game. Ian Anderson total strikeouts what we're looking for. That number's at 4.5. Anderson had a strikeout in the first, a 1-2-3 inning, and faces Will Smith to start the second. Braves get a run on an Austin Riley RBI double with 2 outs. Back-to-back doubles off Walker Buehler. And the Braves have the early lead tonight. 3 hits in that inning. Buehler getting just 1 whiff on 10 swings. That's something to watch tonight with Buehler. And Anderson's woes in the first throughout the year, well chronicled, but he puts up a 0.
Look at Albie soften the shift here.
Smith turns it around foul.
They did such a good job, the Dodgers, in game 5 of 2-strike hits. They got 11 of them when they only had 13 in game 1 through 4. So you're seeing the Braves counter that by softening that.
No balls, 2 strikes on Will Smith. Talented Dodger catcher. He's popped a home run in this series. That was here at Truist Park, and he sends that one in the air to left. Rosario backing up on it with room. And there is out number 1. Send it down to Lauren Shahadi. What do you have, Lauren?
15 pitches for Ian Anderson in the first inning, 8 of them changeups. And Ian says for him, he knows he has it when he gets swing and miss on that pitch, on the changeup. He says, when I can execute that pitch, I sort of check a box in my head that I'm where I need to be.
Got 7 swings on that changeup, 2 misses. And you start to get this level of the year, and we can dive into the numbers, but the swing and miss, with a couple of pitchers that get a lot of swing and misses, it'll tell a story tonight, and it would be fun to track. Ronnie, how about his pitch usage here in the postseason versus the regular season?
Well, you can see it has not changed too much. He's staying away from that curveball. I personally think he should use it more to get back in counts or to start counts, but he wants to use really his best two pitches, his four-seamer and his change.
Chris Taylor unable to check it that time. That's a swing. And Taylor is down 0-2. Had a magical night in Game 5, a 3-homer game. His first ever 3-home run game as a big leaguer, regular season or postseason. Taylor with 9 RBIs in this series. 6 of them came in game number 5. And a swing and a miss. He got him. Right on cue, Lauren. A swing and a miss and a changeup. And Taylor is gone. 2 outs in the inning. Anderson with a second K.
Well, they had such a big game offensively, did the Dodgers. You really feel they're going to come in and be as aggressive as they were in Game 5. And if Anderson can get ahead, he will get those swing and misses on that patented change.
2 outs, 5 in a row retired by Anderson. And here is Cody Bellinger.
Good point, Ronnie. All game in Game 2, Anderson was behind 2-0, 3-1. The Dodgers hitters had the advantage. Right now, he's pounding the zone.
Bellinger's been a big bat for the Dodgers in this postseason. And Frenchie, you're noticing some changes in his swing, a little bit different approach for him that we saw in the regular season.
Well, you're seeing him stay closed longer, and that front hip is not flying open, which in turn, we've seen Bellinger with the big loopy swing sometimes. To me, now his swing's more on plane, and when that bat stays through the bat zone or through the zone a long time on a level plane, you're going to square balls up. The reason he hit in the regular season 165, this postseason 355.
Premeditated take there by Bellinger. You don't usually see that.
There's been some great moments in this LCS. I think it's fair to say, especially at the time, Bellinger's 3-run home run was the most significant swing for the Dodgers. They were 5 outs away from going 3-0 down in this series when Bellinger hit that game-tying homer in the 8th inning. Mookie Betts delivered the go-ahead RBI in that game. That was a 4-run 8th for the Dodgers. The first 3 games of this LCS a result in what happened in the final at bat. The 2 walk-offs and then the 4-run 8th in LA. Hit sharply, but right at Albies. Hitting over. 3 up, 3 down. And Ian Anderson got that change-up working early. 6 in a row retired to start his night. T-Packs are coming October 26th. Each pack will include 3 MLB Icon NFTs showcasing current and future All-Stars. You can visit candy.com to be the first to know when each pack drops.
Anderson sitting on a dugout bench.
Wrapped up tight. That right arm has been good. 6 in a row retired by Anderson. He's off to an excellent start. Now the Braves coming up here with a 1-0 lead in Game 6. Jock Peterson will lead off. Dansby Swanson, then Travis d'Arnaud. And on the first pitch, a rocket right at Corey Seager. Man, oh man, Peterson hit a bullet over there. Well positioned though, and Seager puts it away.
113 off the bat. It's amazing how you can have 120 feet of open space and you hit it right at him.
So, somewhere there's a young analytics person smiling.
Patting himself on the back.
That's right. I put him there. The story behind the story right now for Walker Buehler is the fact that the Braves are finding the barrel. So in baseball, you measure hard hits. A hard hit number is 95 miles an hour off the bat or better. There have been 5 already in this game. The 3 hits, Freeman's ground ball, which was a double play, and now Peterson's line drive out. So we're not seeing many whiffs, and we're seeing some hard hit balls. And I'm sure that has the Dodgers a little bit concerned at this moment. Swanson, a little slow roller. That's going to roll foul.
That's the pitch right now for me. His fastball's got good life on it tonight.
Yeah.
It's the cutter slider to me is not as sharp. We'll see how that goes moving forward.
See, usually when he's at his best, from Walker, you'll see more downward movement on his breaking ball. It's more of a sweeping breaking ball here early in the game. He'll make the adjustment. He's too good not to.
He matched up against Charlie Morton in Game 3. Charlie Morton would be available tomorrow for a Game 7 for Atlanta, and as big game pitcher as they come, especially in the postseason. Charlie Morton, a swing and a miss. Swanson strikes out, and a good slider there from Walker Buehler. He picks up his first K. 2 up, 2 down here in the second inning.
Well, to me, that's when he's at his best. He throws the cutter, which is about 91, 92, and then you throw the slider off that cutter at 85. Looks the exact same, and you can't lay off it. A couple Vandy boys.
Swanson and Walker Buehler were teammates at Vanderbilt, part of a national championship team 2014 for the Commodores. 2 gone. Here's Travis d'Arnaud. Broken bat. Backhand to Turner. Bobbled. Recovers. d'Arnaud beats it out. Travis d'Arnaud with an infield hit. Aggressive in the count, swinging at the first pitch. He's now 5 for 10 in his career against Buehler.
I got that off the end of the bat, and Turner, if he gets this cleanly, he makes the play on d'Arnaud. But it was like after he got it right here, Ronnie, I'm guessing he just couldn't get a good grip on the ball.
As natural as Trey Turner looks at shortstop is how unnatural at times he can look at second base.
Moving to that position to keep Seager at the shortstop position as Ian Anderson fouls one into the net. Now, we talked to Dave Roberts about that when the trade was made with the Nationals bringing Scherzer and Trey Turner over. And the idea that, and Seager was just coming back from injury himself, but they don't want to move Seager. Seager, the anchor shortstop. Turner has played multiple positions, but he has not looked comfortable. I thought he looked more and more comfortable. We saw him in the last series of the year. He made a couple of double play turns nicely, but he is a shortstop and potentially the shortstop of the future for Los Angeles. As Anderson waves and misses, a strikeout to end the second inning. Buehler puts up a 0, works around an infield hit. 2 in the books. 1-0 Atlanta. Ian Anderson off to a great start for the Atlanta Braves. 6 up, 6 down with a couple of strikeouts. He pitched 6 days ago in Game 2, 3 innings in that performance. Not only a 3-inning outing, a short outing, but also an extra day's rest to set him up here for Game 6. 3 hits and 2 runs. Corey Seager hit a 2-run homer off him in Game 2 in the first inning. And the numbers aren't so bad. In a regular season, you'd let him roll, but there were some hard-hit balls, and Brian Snitker told us he didn't feel like it was there. He did not want the game to get away. Game 2 was the Eddie Rosario walk-off game, and Snitker made the move, went into his bullpen, and it paid off. A.J. Pollock will start it for Los Angeles.
He said the conversation he had to have with Anderson was, I just don't see it getting any better. Your misses are missing too much. We're going to call off the jam. It happens. We're going to bring a reliever in.
That's what I like to say. It's baseball. It happens.
2 balls, no strikes, and that's up and in. That is a foul ball. Pollock trying to check his swing or trying to avoid the pitch ball, actually hits the bat. Yeah, right there.
So we've seen one up and in to Pollock. We've seen one up and in to Mookie Betts already from Anderson.
Pollock, his first career 3-hit game in the postseason in Game 5.
I think that was the thing, B.A., you said that Snittle in the third inning, there were some loud outs. I think there were 2 balls the Dodgers lined deep to the outfield. And I think at that point, like you said, it's just not going to get any better.
And he told him the truth.
Yeah.
I'm the manager.
That's refreshing.
You're out. This is why.
Go figure.
Get him next time. Anderson kind of rolled his eyes at him. We had a shot of that when Snitker left, but so be it. 2-2 the count. Pollock stings one into left center field. That is down. And Duvall slips in center field. Pollock will stop around second base with a double. A.J. Pollock has it rolling right now. 2 homers in game 5. And now he's got a double here in game 6. It's a leadoff double in the first hit against Ian Anderson.
I continue to talk about it. A.J. Pollock, one of the biggest second halves in baseball. 937 OPS. He gets a changeup up and just lines it in the left center. Adam Duvall's lucky he didn't hurt himself right there. And good job by Rosario to back him up.
Trying to cut that ball off, but when it hit, it kind of just stuck in the ground, bounced straight up, and good backup by Rosario.
I think Pollock had already kind of thrown it into second gear when he saw Duvall converging. Otherwise, he might be at third base. So it's a leadoff double. Here is Matt Beatty now. Dodgers have had Albert Pujols play first base, Cody Bellinger, and Matt Beatty. But because Bellinger is now in center field every game, and you got a right-handed starter on the mound, it is Beatty versus Pujols. Gavin Lux is still in the picture, but I don't think we'll see Lux in center field the rest of this series. Beatty in the air to left. Coming in, Rosario fighting with the lights a little. He makes a play. One away here in the third inning. And some outs in the air for Ian Anderson.
It's a scary feeling, Frenchie, when that ball gets in the lights.
Yeah, there's not much you can do except try to stop, maybe get low, do something, find a different angle. For him, he was able to refine the ball, and that's the good feeling.
Anderson with 4 outs in the air, his 9th batter faced here in Walker Buehler. Giving up just the 1 hit. The Pollock double. He stands at second.
I always felt in the lineup, if you hadn't thrown a lot of breaking balls to the hitters, when you got to the pitcher, it was almost a freebie that you could use it, because you know they're not going to hit it if you throw a half decent one. So it's a good experimentation to get yourself to the second time through the lineup.
Well, 3-2, do you go again, or do you just go fastball here?
Fastball up, I bet.
No balls, 2 strikes to count. Fastball up. And it misses. It's like the human driving range. The pitcher's at the plate. Get to work on your stuff. Every now and then, though, these pitchers will strike.
That's right.
And we've also seen Buehler used as a pinch runner in this series. He does have some wheels. Might not see pitchers at the plate after this year. It's up for debate for next season. Swing and a miss. Got him. Foul tip into the mitt of Darno. That was on a changeup, and that is strikeout number 3. Gives us a chance to remind you that Play Ball is baseball and softball's initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play the game for all. Find a league near you. Go to playball.org. Follow @playball on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So Anderson, first time around, the Dodgers go 1 for 8. 3 Ks for Anderson. And 4 of his batted balls put in play in the air. And now second time through, here is Mookie Betts.
something we saw the Dodgers do in Game 5. They went the other way. As many long balls as they hit, you see here, Albies playing 10, 15 feet left of the bag. So all you have is Freddie Freeman, and with Pollock's speed, a hit's a run.
Betts is a career .329 hitter with runners in scoring position. Only one better, Miguel Cabrera.
One of the great players in the game, Mookie Betts. On the ground, right to Riley. Fires to first. Ian Anderson putting up the zeros. Works around a leadoff double. 1-0 Braves. Game 6, NLCS on TBS.
Keep your mouth on hold. Lie through your teeth, you can find your mouth cold. And rip out your tongue, cause it what your mouth told. Sweat for the lemonade, sweat for the tea. Sweat from the hot sauce, sweat from the tea. You can sweat from a burn in the 3rd degree. And if you sweat in your sleep, then you sweat from me.
Pride of Puerto Rico, Eddie Rosario, 13 hits now in this NLCS. Ties Javi Lopez, who had 13 hits in an NLCS back in '96. Most all time in Braves postseason history. And he's on the first pitch here. A high fly ball in his Betts. And it'll be Turner to make the call and the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out for Walker Buehler. Freddie Freeman coming to the plate. Let's send it down to Lauren.
Well, Freddie's been begging Alex Anthopoulos for an ice cream machine in the clubhouse. And Alex said, you know what? We win the East. I'll install one in your house. They won the East, of course, and Alex said it will be installed this week. And Freddie said, I'll take one in the clubhouse. Don't worry about my house. I'm sure what he really wants is a contract extension, right?
That would be the sprinkles, I think, for Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, the Brinks truck's going to have to drop that one off.
Or the Jimmys, where I'm from.
Hard to believe that Freeman will be a free agent at season's end. He has made it clear that he wants to stay in Atlanta, was hoping to work a deal. I think maybe, I mean, Frenchie, you've seen it closer than I have, but it feels like that may have affected him early in the season. There's a lot of discussion about it. And he struggled early in the season in April and early May.
Well, look, some people, I think at the end of the day, Ronnie, you've played with them, they don't really care. You know, they're not a sensitive person. Freddie enjoys the fans in Atlanta. You know, he's got a good relationship with them, and I think talking to him, you know, it did affect him. You know, thinking about that, is this my last year here? But he turned it around.
Had a great year. Freeman won the MVP in the National League last year. Finished ahead of Mookie Betts, who finished 2nd. And Freeman with his first MVP. He's a Gold Glover. He's a multiple-time All-Star, and maybe most importantly, he's the face of the Braves franchise. He's having a good postseason here. Freeman's hit 3 home runs this postseason. His home run off Josh Hader was a game winner in the bottom of the 8th inning in Game 4 of the division series. A go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 8th against one of the game's great closers.
So to what you talked about, through June 22nd, 77 games, he had 240 with an 804 OPS. 97 games since, 343 with a 976.
Bounced into a double play last time up. Buehler giving up a run on the first. 1 out in the 3rd now, and Freeman fouls it back.
You're right about free agency, though, Frenchie. I think there's a lot of guys that when they become a free agent, they want to go out there and test the waters, see what happens. And then there's certain players who'd rather just stay in their own bed.
Absolutely.
What an at-bat.
This is what you love. One of the best pitchers in baseball. One of the best hitters. We saw it with Trinan the other day in L.A. Him and Freddie Freeman had a great lock of about 9 pitches. Same thing here.
This will be the 9th pitch coming. Giving him all he's got. Cutter, the curve, the fastball. Just fouled off a sinker, the 2-seamer.
3 shakes and a nod.
3-2 pitch. And Freeman draws a walk. A 9-pitch battle. Freeman is aboard. And with 1 out, the Braves put Walker Buehler back in the stretch. Ozzie Albies doubled and scored in the first inning. Back-to-back doubles. Albies and Riley. Riley bounced one over the fence.
And this is where the postseason becomes so much different than the regular season. Corey Seager kind of scooted up over there, waiting for the push bunt, the little slap job, where during the regular season, you don't see them do that.
You saw Albies do that in the last game at Dodger Stadium.
An amazing stat about Ozzie Albies. He's the only National League player this year with 30+ home runs, 100+ RBIs, and 100 runs this season.
Stat stuffing machine and a great second base. Gold glove caliber second baseman. He's made some great plays defensively already in this series, and Ronnie's been quite an instigator offensively as well.
Yeah, he's now scored in 7 straight games. Albies is just probably in the National League one of the 4 or 5 most exciting players to watch play.
I mean, he's your size, BA.
He's dynamic. You had to go there, did you?
I appreciate you recognizing that.
You had to go
I
there.
had to get a shot at it. He's talked about my first pitch swinging a lot.
I think I could post him up. 1-2 the count. 2-2 now at Albies.
Jerry Seinfeld, the great comic, he says baseball is the most democratic of sports.
It is. All shapes and sizes. It's a beautiful game. We've had some great games in the series. A lot of chatter going on down in the corner. 2-2 and a wave and a miss. Boy, nice pitch. Walker Buehler dropped the curveball on Albies, had him way out in front, and picks up his 3rd strikeout. So the whiffs are starting to add up, and now Buehler with 3 Ks in his last 6 batters faced.
When you watch Walker Buehler throw that curveball, it's almost like he casts it into the sky, and as soon as it starts catching that spin, late break that fools Albies.
And what's so hard is when you're a hitter and you see hard, and then that pitch. Thanks for coming.
It's got the spin. It's got the change of pace as Riley shoots one into the net, late on it. Austin Riley with the lone depot. Home means everything RBI. That double in the first. Don't forget, for every RBI during the NLCS, Lone Depot will be donating $1,000 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. That's on top of the over $500,000 they've already donated this year. Riley hits another one sharply through for a base hit. He's 2 for 2. Just needed to get back in his home ballpark.
Well, he's handling anything middle of the plate in right now.
Everything was away to him, so I think Buehler was trying to come in just to keep him honest. And as you said, Riley right now, anything in, he's squaring up.
Riley in the 3 games in LA, 0 for 13. He did have a play that was originally scored as a hit, the double. Remember the play that Gavin Lux misplayed in center field in game 3? That was later changed to an error. But Riley's 2 for 2 tonight. 2 on, 2 out. And here is Adam Duvall. Had him out in front. Good pitch. Cut fastball. So Ronnie, the difference between the cutter and the slider for Walker Buehler.
You got about 4 or 5 miles per hour difference, but when it comes out of the hand, Frenchie will tell you it looks like the same exact pitch. This one just moves away and down from Duvall, trying to stay off that barrel.
As a right-handed hitter, that's what he does best. That cutter slider combo looks the exact same, doesn't finish the same.
And then he sticks a fastball in there at 97. So that was 10 miles an hour faster than his cutter.
When you see pitchers looking in the sky, they're trying to find the answer to that. Okay, breaking ball, cutter away, fastball in.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I need here to put him away?
It's going through the scouting report, right? It's up there in the clouds, in the sky. 0-2 the count. 2 on, 2 out. And a swing and a miss. Buehler with a strikeout, a big one. Picks up his 4th K. 2 Ks in the inning. The Braves strand 2. Went back to that cut fastball. And Walker Buehler, he recognizes that moment. Braves come up empty in the 3rd. It's 1-0 Atlanta. It'll be on TBS, your exclusive home of the National League Championship tomorrow night. Bob Costas, Jimmy Rollins, Grandy, and Pedro will lead off the coverage at 7:30. The postseason pregame presented by GMC, and then we'll be ready for Game 7 if it goes there. Charlie Morton, the scheduled starter for Atlanta. Max Scherzer has not ruled out he could start tomorrow. He wasn't a full commit, though. And so we'll say the probables are Morton and Scherzer, with the Dodgers certainly the ability to pivot there and maybe go into another bullpen game. They did activate David Price. That ball's hit hard into right field. Seager going to hang up a little, maybe got jammed a little bit, and Seager is out. One bit of housekeeping keeping with the Dodgers. They did place Joe Kelly on the injured list, so he's out for this series and next if they advance to the World Series. David Price was added in Joe Kelly's spot. Kelly left the Game 5 start in the 1st inning with biceps tightness. So we're thinking about him, and Dodgers have had some injuries to deal with late in the season and on into the postseason.
I don't think David Price was on the wild card roster, but he was on the division roster when the Dodgers faced the Giants.
Trey Turner takes a strike.
That was an auto take there, too. Second time we've seen it tonight.
Turner convinced it was a ball, and got a gift from home plate umpire Lance Barksdale. One ball, one strike. To return the favor.
Yeah, so then you throw the better pitch, and Ian's actually Anderson smiling out there. I think he knows it.
Three and one. Will Smith due next. Braves had 2 on with 2 out. Buehler struck out Duvall to end the last inning. Braves run came in the 1st. It's 1-0 Atlanta. One away in the 4th. Turner, another wave and a miss. Turner had 3 hits in Game 5. I felt like the hits came with 2 strikes were the ones where he just shortening up, because he is missing by plenty in the counts prior to 2 strikes. And he walks. And a very fast runner is aboard now. The National League leader in steals, Trey Turner, and he is aboard with 1 out as Will Smith comes to the plate. Lauren's got more on the Dodger catcher.
Yeah, Dave Roberts, as much of a fan as Will Smith as you, Jeff. He told me the way he affects the game on both sides of the ball. He said, you watch, 3 years, he'll be the best catcher in all of baseball. And he's got pop. He said, one of the future faces of our franchise for sure. Ball player.
Yeah, Lauren, I think offensively, he's there. I mean, he has shown power to all parts of the field, and I think you're right. Defensively, he'll keep coming on, and as they say, he's a ball player.
Got a runner at first. And Smith takes a strike. By the way, Trey Turner, that's his first walk of the postseason. Finished 4th in the majors in steals. Number 1 in the National League. Also won a batting title and a stolen base crown.
Anderson has a pretty good move to first for a big, tall right-hander, but his delivery to the plate, he takes a long time to get rid of it. So very difficult for d'Arnaud. He won't have a lot of time if Turner decides to steal.
There's only been 1 caught stealing this entire National League postseason. That was Will Smith throwing out Eddie Rosario in Game 5. That's it, just one. It had been 23 straight stolen bases in the National League postseason until that one 2 nights ago.
That's crazy to think. 23 of 24.
Stolen base has come back in the postseason. One ball, one strike on Smith.
Good pitch. Good call by Barksdale. That ball stayed inside.
Oh, almost threw it away. Nice play by Freeman.
Well, that's the other hard thing for d'Arnaud back there catching. As you see, Freddie makes a good grab here. Ooh, that ball gets past him. Trey Turner's on third.
Yep.
But not a lot of fastballs. A lot of changeups. So on a changeup, tough for d'Arnaud to throw Turner out.
2 curveballs in this at bat against Smith for Anderson. And Smith shoots one into right field, a base hit. Turner's going to stop at second. Peterson lobs one into third base. So a walk and a single, and now the Dodgers with their biggest threat. 2 on, 1 away, and the red hot Chris Taylor coming up.
Well, we saw a lot of these hits in Los Angeles. The humble approach of using that right side that's left empty. Jock Peterson in right has got to get a little better direction on that throw into third.
We've seen Smith do that all postseason, though, Ronnie. He's probably the one guy in the Dodgers that has done a good job of spraying the ball.
Now Chris Taylor, always ready to swing on the first pitch. Hit a 3-run homer on the first pitch in the 3rd inning of Game 5 that put the Dodgers ahead for good. And he swings at the first pitch, fouls it away. Chris Taylor entering into the record books in Game 5. 12th player with 3 homers in a postseason game, but the first to ever do it in an elimination game. He drove in 6. Only Kike Hernandez more RBIs in a single LCS game. And the 13 total bases, a Dodger postseason record. 3 homers, also had an RBI single in Game 5. 2 on, 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. A.J. Minter in the bullpen. One of their guys, one of the Braves' talented lefties, and if Snitker has it his way, he'll just ride lefties all the way to the finish line.
Anderson, Buehler, but already a guy warming up. It's turned into a bullpen series, guys.
Feels like it always is in this day and age. We talk a lot about the starters. Both of these teams know if you've got a lead after 5, you're in great shape. Oh, Taylor had a big cut.
The team that was supposed to have the least impact from their starters in the postseason was the Houston Astros. And they've got great pitching from Framber Valdez and Luis Garcia. That ball, very hittable. Taylor just a bit late.
Well, when you throw 2 changeups, that's where Ian Anderson can come, Ronnie. Though that hitter gets thinking about the off speed, and he kept him honest with a fastball.
Yeah, that 94 looks like 97 maybe with the changeup in mind. One and 2 the count. Braves have a shift on. Can make for an awkward double play if it's on the ground. Albies closest to the bag. 1-0 Atlanta. First inning run. Ian Anderson ready to deal a 1-2. Long pause. Here he comes. 2-2. d'Arnaud's been excellent behind the plate. It's got to be a great sense of confidence for the Braves pitchers to know that d'Arnaud just smothers everything. He's not throwing the ball well right now. They're running it at will on d'Arnaud and the pitchers. But man, he is a wall behind the plate.
Trey Turner is trying to time it at second base too. That's why Anderson is spending so much time holding the ball.
Taylor strikes out a lot. And that one just missed a little high. The crowd wanted it. But it looked like it was a touch high. And Taylor leaves it in the hands of the home plate umpire, Lance Barksdale. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Bellinger due next. Best opportunity for the Dodgers so far. So if you're wondering why the runners are staying put here, I mentioned Taylor strikes out a lot, at least in the regular season. He finished 6th in the National League in strikeouts, 167. But he's been a different kind of hitter in the postseason.
If the runners were ever put in play here by Roberts and they tried to steal the bases, your best play for d'Arnaud is Will Smith at second base. If you get to strike out of Taylor.
Full count, 1 away. And a swing and a miss. Anderson with a strikeout. 4th K. 2 gone in the 4th.
Well, one of the hardest at-bats probably in Anderson's career. Fastball inside, changeup. He counters with nice stop by d'Arnaud. Fastball inside that crowds him, and then he goes back to his best pitch, changeup. That was the pitch he wanted. Good foul off by Taylor, and finally the changeup gets him swinging over the top of it.
He's dialed in tonight. Lasted 3 innings in game 2. Different pitcher tonight. Here's Cody Bellinger.
And what set that Taylor strikeout up was that 3-2 fastball he fouled off. Once he saw that, he started a little earlier, and that's when Anderson threw that changeup.
Anderson's had 4 starts against the Dodgers. His ERA is over 5, so he's never had that many good starts against them. Bellinger against Anderson in his career, 0 for 7.
Bellinger lined out in the 2nd inning. Lined out to Albies. Dodgers have 2 on, 2 outs. A former MVP in the National League, Cody Bellinger. On a huge postseason last year, had a game-winning homer against Atlanta in Game 7 of the LCS. Put him ahead for good. Those are his numbers against Ian Anderson. One ball, 1 strike. Turner and Smith still on the bags. A swing and a miss right down the middle. And Bellinger comes up empty.
Well, he gave it to him right here. He's trying to go in and up a little bit, missed his spot, but just beat Bellinger.
Remember, this is Anderson's 7th postseason start. 2 outs, runners in scoring position, hitting 128 off Anderson.
'23-year-old Ian Anderson with 2 on and 2 outs. The 1-2 bouncing ball that is going to go through, a base hit. Headed home is Turner. He will score. Cody Bellinger ties the game, slaps one to the opposite field with the shift on, and the Dodgers have squared it up here in the 4th inning. Just a beautiful piece of hitting by Cody Bellinger.
Well, again, guys, another guy who shortens up and kind of just throws it in play. Instead of the big swing we saw him take on the first 2, he had a massive hole. And like anything, if you're going to shift, look how he cut down that swing. You see, he barely even stepped.
Boy, to me, there's almost enough sample size that has to tell these teams in the postseason you're going to have to put some thought into how to defend hitters with 2 strikes in the post. This is not the regular season.
No.
Hitters change their approach in the postseason.
Well, think about the first 2 swings we saw from Bellinger. Helmet almost fell off.
He wanted to hit the 3-run homer.
That's my point. But then all of a sudden, like you said, you've got to be able to me, soften that shift some. Because that's got to be frustrating for Ian Anderson as a pitcher to make a good pitch.
Bellinger takes what they give. Defies that shift. In a visit to the mound, Rick Kranitz, a pitching coach. Wow, just well done.
Watch Bellinger on the move now. He's been running in the postseason as well.
1st and 3rd. Bellinger ties it. His 4th RBI of this championship series. A.J. Pollock at the plate, and he takes a strike.
See, the Braves are still going with the big shift, even with Pollock. In Game 4, he got the 2 RBI singles by going to right field.
The only 2 runs the Dodgers scored in that game.
They actually moved Albies, the Braves did, in that sequence back over on the right side of second, and he still hit it to the right of Albies. It's got to get you thinking. I'm telling you, we do this every year. We have the same conversation. And there is a battle in where to position your defenders. What the spray chart shows you in the bulk of the season and even the bulk of a career, it can change on a dime in the postseason. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pollock doubled his last time up. And he popped him up here. Good pitch. A fastball got him in the air, and that will retire the side. But the Dodgers score, and Cody Bellinger's postseason run continues. Stay tuned for a message brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of MLB. 2021 National League Championship Series on TBS. It's presented by Loan Depot. Who's going to own this moment? Dodgers are hoping to push this series to a Game 7 behind Walker Buehler coming back on 3 days rest. The Braves, a win tonight. They go to the World Series for the first time since 1999. Jock Peterson starts it. Strike 1 from Buehler. The Dodgers just score on a Bellinger RBI single with 2 outs. And we're tied at 1. Peterson, Swanson, d'Arnaud coming up against Buehler.
Buehler's getting better as this game goes on. Fastball on the outside corner, and then cutter in a place that Peterson could not handle it.
Been a workhorse this year. 33 starts, tied for the major league lead. 207 innings. Most he's ever thrown. Ooh, boy, he just bullies Peterson. That's a fair ball. I thought it was off his foot, but Peterson kept on running. And now Lance Barksdale coming to ask for help. Maybe it wasn't. It had an odd roll to it, the kind that would roll that way after it hit part of a hitter's body.
Already strike out. I think he.
No, it's off his foot.
Hit it right off his foot. Now, most hitters' reaction will be to stay in the box. It hit him in the thigh, off his foot. It only hit him 4 times before.
Look,
they're like, come on, it hit him. Dave Roberts.
So a foul ball. Peterson needs a new bat.
Not only hit him once, hit him twice.
I know.
And broke his back.
Jock almost played it off, though.
He played it off beautifully, didn't it?
Arriving back in Atlanta yesterday, how many pearls have we seen? Walking around the Battery here, every kid got the pearls on. A phenomenon. Yeah,
there we go.
The big league pearls there. They're everywhere.
It's unbelievable.
1-2 on Peterson. Did he go? He did. And Smith will secure it at first. A strikeout for Walker Buehler. So now his last 3 outs are via the K. 5 strikeouts for Buehler.
You know, the story that got all the news today, of course, is that Max Scherzer deciding that he couldn't pitch today. But it really took away from the real story, and that is who's playing in the game today, and it's Walker Buehler, and what he's doing on 3 days rest has been phenomenal so far.
And Dave Roberts told us that it was a game of catch yesterday, so every starting pitcher has a throwing partner. Swanson on the first pitch, skies one out to shallow center, and there is out number 2. So apparently, according to Dave Roberts, it went down this way yesterday. Those two are playing catch. Scherzer feels the fatigue in his arm. He had mentioned after his game 2 start that he has a dead arm. The dead arm is a familiar phrase for baseball pitchers. And as they're playing catch, Buehler says, I got it. I'm good. I feel good. You know, however they worked it out, let's flip-flop and see if we can give it a run. The athletic trainers, the pitching personnel passed it up to Roberts. He confirmed it, checked in with the front office to see if this is the way we want to go, and that's how the evolution of why it is Buehler today instead of Scherzer.
And remember, there is such a big difference in ages of these two pitchers, and Buehler is right in the middle of his prime.
First ball swinging, Darno once again, and he'll send one in the seats.
And to add on that, Ron, he only threw 76 pitches in game 3 before he got pulled. Not your usual 100 to 110 for Walker Buehler.
Buehler is 27. Scherzer is 37. Scherzer is also a pending free agent at season's end. He closed out game 5 of the DS, did Scherzer, and then came back and had that dead arm, in his words, in game 2. And I thought Lauren made a good point in the open. Scherzer will fight any manager who tries to take the ball from him. He did not in game 2. He actually nodded as Roberts was walking to the mound and willfully handed him the ball. When Roberts did that to Scherzer in the wild card game, Scherzer didn't give him the ball. He shook his hand as if to say, okay, nice to meet you. Turn around.
I thought there was going to be a TKO at some point.
It felt like it. It was a strike. And Darno down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
We were talking about Buehler in that first inning. There were 4 hard hit balls in the first. There's only been 1 hard hit ball here, 2 through 4.
I think the big difference is that first inning, we didn't see the cutter slider have much action to it, sharpness, and he had to come with that fastball, and they were squaring him up. Now you're seeing that pitch take a little more effect.
8 swings and misses tonight. In a normal start for him, about 12 a game. It was down to 3 in his last start. And Darno draws a walk. Darno playing with that sore thumb. It's a 2-out walk. And now decision time here for Brian Snitker. And he's going to pull Anderson back, so the Brave starter goes 4. And Snitker going to take a shot here with a pinch hitter.
Interesting, with 2 outs and a runner on first. First batter for the Dodgers next inning is Matt Beatty. Maybe that brings Minter into play.
Well, I think at that point he just said, let's do it. You know, if he's coming in, let's take a chance.
DraftKings Sportsbook game odds. And Anderson is out. So 5 innings of relief is in front of Brian Snitker and the Braves. 15 outs if this one does not go to extra innings. And he's going to take a chance right now with a man on. A.J. Minter will be on to pitch in the 5th inning. Tahiri Adrianza, #1 pinch hit option for Atlanta, and he gets a call early in this one, 4th inning. What's a rhythm, Frenchie, for a position player knowing a pinch hit opportunity may come up. You go underneath. I mean,
everybody's got it.
You
know, my last 2 years of my career, I did a lot, and you get to know when they're, they give you a good warning usually. Yeah. Walt Weiss, the bench coach for the Braves, hey, go get loose. If this situation comes up, be ready. And for him, he's done it all year.
Oh, and he swings. He breaks his bat. That is down the right field line. It is fair, and into the corner it goes. Darno going as fast as he can, but he's held up. The catcher was running, and Ron Washington puts up the stop sign. Adrianza with a double down the right field line, using Eddie Rosario's bat, and he just snapped it, but it dies happy. And it's 2nd and 3rd for Atlanta with 2 away in the inning.
Well, Adrianza gets a pitch and just turns on, as you said, break the bat. But Mookie Betts makes a great job right here. Watch this stop, guys. If he doesn't get that ball, Ron Washington sends Travis d'Arnaud. And you usually see Ron Washington aggressive, but Wash knows who's coming up next, Eddie Rosario.
There was no way he could send them there and to have their hottest hitter with 13 hits coming up. Adrianza, if he hits that on the barrel, that's a foul ball.
Yeah.
But when you break your bat on that ball down the line, it'll stay true. And that's what happened for Adrianza.
His first pinch hit. I think I'd be using Rosario's bat as well.
That better not be Rosario's gamer, I'll tell you that.
That better be one that's way up in the bat rack.
That's right.
So Vesia is starting to get loose in the Dodger pen.
Rosario 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position this postseason.
Well, he has been the man for the Braves. 2 4-hit games for Rosario. That's a record for a league championship series. First pitch swinger, often, and he cuts and misses.
And the way that Brian Snitker made his lineup tonight as opposed to the other night, you got the great Freddie Freeman up next, so you have to pitch to their hottest hitter.
Braves have 5 hits with 2 outs. 2nd and 3rd, and a cut and a miss. Buehler with that cut fastball, and it's no balls and 2 strikes on Eddie Rosario.
That ball starts right down the middle of the plate and just comes in on your hands.
Just cuts enough to throw the timing of the hitter off.
Buehler getting a lot of whiffs right now. Bodes well for him. But a walk and a double with 2 outs. And the Braves threaten to regain the lead. Rosario fouls him away. Not only has Rosario hit, and he's a free swinger, he's also drawn a few walks. He has reached base in 14 of his last 21 plate appearances. Can hardly get him out right now.
And he's 7 for 17 with 2 strikes in the postseason.
You can bet Buehler will let out a primal scream if he gets out of this inning. He stranded 2 last inning when he struck out Duvall. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 and 2.
Well, we've seen that Rosario has power to all fields. Bellinger in center and Pollock in left. Pretty shallow here against Rosario. Both are like center fielders, though. They can go get him.
2nd and 3rd. d'Arnaud at 3rd, and a swing and a foul.
Well, he went with the sinker of the pitch before to try to get Rosario off it and came back with that cutter. You saw the big curveball he threw Ozzie Albies earlier, but Rosario, good low ball hitter.
Ton of cutters here.
He's a good low ball hitter, but you almost feel as a he's getting closer and closer to my pitches. Want to take one shot out of the strike zone.
Buehler expending a lot of energy here in the 4th.
With the runner at 3rd, you also got to be careful not to bounce one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Do you think Dave Roberts would go at Vesia to face Freeman if Rosario reaches here?
Yes.
He's warming
yes,
in the bullpen.
He will. Just because of the pitches under stress that he's got to throw right now to Rosario. This is quite a matchup.
Coming back on 3 days rest for the second time this postseason. Never done it until this postseason. Do it again. Another 1-2 coming from Buehler. Rosario deep to right. It is gone. A 3-run blast. Eddie Rosario keeps his dream postseason alive. Curtain call. El Hombre. And he is the man right now. What a moment. My goodness.
Well, Buehler tried to go to the cutter, and it just got enough of the plate that you saw Rosario so hot. Pulls those hands in, and you think 6 weeks ago Rosario thought he would get a curtain call in Game 6 of the NLCS?
He was lying on a trainer's table trying to take care of an abdominal strain.
And you know he clipped this too in the fact that it didn't have much hook to it, guys. Just a little bit.
In a flash, it was out of here. That was a great angle of it too as Freeman takes a ball. I mean, that thing barely had a hook on it at all. Listen to this.
It's the pitches that he fouled off, though, to stay in the at-bat, to finally get just one mistake from Buehler.
Freeman walks. Buehler rattled. Decision time for Dave Roberts.
Buehler's the second hitter up next inning, trying to get him through this inning so they can pitch in for him in the 5th.
And you would rather have Albies hit from this right side than bring in the lefty to turn him around. You're right, Ronnie. Rosario fouled off 3-4 tough pitches. Barely got to him. But that's what, when a guy's hot.
Don't overlook a manager deciding with 2 outs and a catcher running at first base. He's going to take a shot with his best pinch hitter. Ends up with a double, second and third. Freeman's in the hole on deck, so he's got to pitch to Rosario. All of these things. Magnificent moves.
Albies hits a shot foul, almost takes out Eric Young over there.
I don't care how old EY is. He's still the fastest first base coach in baseball.
He can move.
Walker Buehler had Travis d'Arnaud at a 1-2 count with 2 outs already in this 4th inning. He walked him. A double, a homer, and a walk, and he's still at it as he strikes out Ozzie Albies. An electrifying moment at Truist Park. A postseason star is born, and his name is Eddie Rosario. A 3-run homer, and the Braves lead it 4-1 in Game 6.
Is brought to you by Loan Depot. Home means everything. And by the advanced and luxurious new GMC Sierra.
Well, we saw Randy Arozarena find a new level in the postseason last year with the Tampa Bay Rays, and Rosario has hit that mark. His 14th hit of the championship series. A 3-run home run gives the Braves a 4-1 lead. New pitcher is A.J. Mentor. And as he enters the game, Albert Pujols sent to the plate. Looks like Pujols and then Steven Souza Jr. to face Mentor to start this inning. A 2-out rally by the Braves. All 4 of their runs have come with 2-out hits.
It's a long way to go in this game as Brusdar Graterol gets up for the Dodgers. We've talked a lot in the past about the Dodgers and their talent. We spent a lot of time this season talking about the Dodgers and their toughness. Every single time they've had to come off the floor, they've done it.
Here's a 1-1. Pujols fouls it away. Albert got a start in game 5. He and Souza both played in that game. Souza came off the bench. Pujols started and had a couple of hits. I love the post-game interview with Albert Pujols and Pedro Martinez in Spanish. It was a great conversation. I didn't understand it, but I enjoyed it. Just to see those two and the love they have for each other and the respect they have for each other. It was a great moment. Well, Jesse Chavez on the left and Luke Jackson on the right.
Now Albert Pujols is in to do one thing, and that's to hit the lefty. Right-handed, not so much with his late age now, but the guy can still hit left-handed pitching.
And he figures to see some lefties the rest of the way. He'll stay in to play first base.
Ten home runs in a Dodger uniform versus left-handed pitching. 13 total for both LA teams this summer.
Those are the splits for Pujols this year. Starting his year with the Halos, the Angels, and then after 25 games with the Angels, 85 with the Dodgers in the regular season. Ouch.
Did a good job just to get a piece of that cutter. It's a good cutter by Mentor.
Most men that hurts when they foul it off their foot.
Instead they have to put the ball away.
They threw it away. It's all lopsided.
Full count. Pujols the lead man up for the Dodgers here in the 5th. There, he got him. Had him out in front. Mentor strikes him out with a changeup.
See Albert shaking his head, Ronnie. I think that was the first changeup we saw that whole AB. At the perfect time.
And with Pujols striking out, they'll pull Souza back. And Burns will hit. Burns was just added to the roster. That was when Justin Turner was injured. He got in the game in game 5. He saw one pitch and he grounded out. That was a great play by Ozzie Albies. But the injury replacement, Andy Burns. On the first pitch to Swanson. I have all this stuff about Andy Burns I'd love to share with you, but he swings at the first pitch in both of his at-bats here in the LCS.
But he's got good speed down to first.
Yes,
we know that.
I'll tweet it. He runs hard every time. A hard 90, said Dave Roberts. Gives you a hard 90 every time. Remember Joe Madden, his phrase that he put on the t-shirts. Remember, respect 90. Respect 90. So 2 up, 2 down for Mentor. Top of the order now. Mookie Betts 0 for 2 today. A fly out to center, then a ground out to third. The ground out to third came with a runner at second base in the 3rd, and it ended the inning. cutter changeup combo to get ahead 0-2. 2 outs. Minter trying to post a shutdown inning after the 3-run blast by Rosario. Here's the 0-2 in the dirt. Betts has destroyed right-handed pitching. It's been the opposite pitchers that have given him trouble. He's just 1 for 15 against lefties this postseason. He's done a lot of damage on the road in the postseason as well. Thrived in the road games. 8 hits, 21 at-bats. 0 for 2 tonight. Down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Got him. Struck him out to end the inning. Hey, you can win on the road with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. Enter to win your very own RV and tickets to every MLB ballpark next season by texting road trip to 595959 right now. Pujols will stay in to play first after he pinch hit in the top of this 5th inning. And Ronnie, the new pitcher is Brusdar Graterol.
He's probably the hottest pitcher out of the bullpen so far for the Dodgers, who have now used 37 total pitchers have been used in different times in the 6-game series. With the 4 innings from Walker Buehler, the starting pitcher for the Dodgers, 18 2/3. The bullpen has pitched 29 1/3 innings in this series.
Yeah. And just think about where the Dodgers were to start the year. I mean, we're talking about the Dodgers starting rotation as one of the greatest rotations ever assembled. They've lost some pieces for sure. Lost Dustin May to Tommy John in May. The Trevor Bauer situation, he's got legal troubles. He's been away from the ball club on administrative leave. They lost Kershaw late in the year, and they found themselves without Max Scherzer here for this game. Said he has fatigue in the arm. He couldn't answer the bell, and so Buehler comes back on 3 days rest. Kershaw, an elbow injury last week of the season.
Buehler's line won't look good in tomorrow's paper, but serious respect with a capital R from this person in the booth, at least.
Buehler, 4 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Riley pops it up, and Seager will put it away.
He amazes me pitching, Graterol. I mean, 102. It's unbelievable.
7 2/3 innings pitched now, Frenchie. 4 hits allowed, a run, 0.55 whip. Opponent's average 154.
I mean, you really do look at it, because you go look at his season numbers. They weren't, you know, off the charts jump at you, but the biggest thing for him, and that's what Dave Roberts said, if he can throw strikes. I mean, you see some of the swings he gets from right-handers at 102.
You had a conversation with Kenley Jansen today. You haven't even, where he's talked about Graterol. You haven't even seen how good this guy could be.
That's scary.
Now, that's what he said. Once he tries to get that cutter, you know, down where you got balls going both ways.
Yeah. Just hit 102 on Adam Duvall. One away in the 5th inning. Duvall's 0 for 2. Braves lead this game 4-1. Game 6 of the NLCS. So we talk about the Dodger injuries and the Braves, what they've been able to do with their outfield specifically, able to turn this thing around in the middle of the season. Their outfield to start the year, Marcell Ozuna, Pache, Acuna. Acuna trending as an MVP, perhaps one of the great players in the game. And then they lost them all. Arcia, Heredia, and Almonte kind of filled that bridge as Duvall takes a called strike 3. But then to rework their outfield with what it currently is, Rosario, Duvall, and Peterson, that doesn't even take into account Jorge Soler, who is just coming back from COVID and played in 1 game in Game 5. But I tell you, Lauren, Alex Anthopoulos was able to flip this roster fast. He did not give up on this team when they were middling around 500.
And I spoke with Alex, and a big reason why was he made sure to add was because when he was with Toronto in 2014, Brian, Jose Bautista called out management for not adding at the deadline. At the time, the club was tied for a wild card. He says one of his biggest professional regrets was not going for it. He promised himself if he believed in the team, he wouldn't make that mistake again.
Wow. Well, I like that call. I like what he did with that Toronto team. He's only been money here, getting Donaldson, remember, for the year to play third base. But this year, this is a team that on August 6th was still a 500 team. August 6th. And you were here.
Well, that third line right there is the reason the Atlanta Braves are in Game 6 of the NLCS. Looked at since joining the Braves. I mean, every single guy putting up major production.
Peterson hit by a pitch. Gratterall just scraped one across the legs there, and Peterson is aboard.
And those four players, what was it, 47 home runs that they hit since coming over?
And Brian Snitker, remember, told us in the dugout, guys, I said sometimes it's just not your year.
Yeah.
And you got to punt, and he said Alex Anthopoulos went and got me some guys.
Yeah, he didn't punt. He went for it.
Yeah.
Swanson, first ball swinging, liner to third. Taylor puts it away for the out. Gratterall puts up a 0 in the 5th. 5 in the books. Atlanta leads it 4-1. They're a win away from a World Series. Run by Eddie Rosario in the 4th inning. Came with 2 outs and 2 strikes off Walker Buehler. 4-1 Atlanta. Don't forget DraftKings, the best place to get in on the MLB action. Daily fantasy sports betting and free-to-play pools. All postseason you can play in free late-inning pools for a swing at over $50,000 in prizes. Promo code HEAT is what you need when you sign up. A.J. Minter back out there to start his 2nd inning of work. Corey Seager leads off and takes a strike.
In Game 4, the Braves got 22 outs from their left-handed part of their bullpen. I don't think they'll do much different in tonight's ball game.
Heavy lefty the rest of the way to pin that Dodger batting order. Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count.
You know, in Game 5, the Dodgers got picked up by their 5 through 8 in the order.
Yeah.
Did a lot of damage. The 1 through 4, not so much tonight. 1 for 8, that top of the lineup.
Oh, and 2 the count. Minter, a Texan from Bullard, Texas. Played his college ball at Texas A&M. Got 5 scoreless innings in this LCS. Has only given up 2 hits thus far.
How far is that from your hometown, Georgetown?
A couple hours. Should visit that sometime, Frenchie.
Thanks.
To make you smarter. 2-2. And that one just missed. Darno loved the location. He didn't get the call, but emphatic with his enthusiasm for Minter. Look at this. Attaboy.
That's the old I'm set up away and you reach across. And to a lot of the umpires, they just won't call that pitch.
3-2 now on Corey Seager, choking up on the bat. Seager, that's a foul ball. Aren't many teams that can roll lefty for this many innings to the finish line like the Braves. It's an advantage. Their closer, Will Smith, left-handed. Matzik, Minter. And it's a perfect combination against the Dodgers. There are right-handers down there. Luke Jackson, namely, the leverage reliever. He's loosening now. Hey, called strike 3. Mentor buries it right at the bottom of the strike zone. 96-mile-an-hour gas. And it is out number 1 here in the 6th inning.
A lot of times you get this pitch from the left-hander, you think it's going to sink at some point. That stayed true right on the bottom of the strike zone.
Mentor fired up, pumping his fist. Perfect pitch. 1 away. Here is Trey Turner. First ball swinging. O'Reilly, a little weird bounce there. Makes the play. Oh, dug out by Freeman. Oh, some Gold Glove skill by the Braves first baseman. 2 outs in the inning. That looked doomed for disaster from the start.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the hop?
Yeah.
Took Riley all the way over, and then Freddie Freeman, the Gold Glover. What a scoop.
Man.
And I'll tell you what, if the Braves are able to hang on and win this series, this infield defense is going to be a big reason why.
I'm with you.
Almost lost the handle. That's why the errant throw, but picked by the Gold Glover.
He appreciates it.
Saves a lot of errors, does Freddie Freeman. That was a terrific play on both ends. That was a very unusual bounce. I don't know if it hit a seam or what. Riley thought he was perfectly camped in front of that ball, and it took a right turn right here.
I think Trey Turner was jammed a little. That put some extra English on it.
Here's a 1-0.
I think seeing again, it might have hit that grass seam that you talked about and kicked it right.
Will Smith had a single in the 4th. Was left stranded at 3rd. Dodgers' best opportunity to score in that 4th. They did plate 1. Stranded runners at the corners. Mentor has come on and retired 5 in a row with 3 strikeouts and 2 ground ball outs. Wants a changeup. 2 balls and a strike on Smith. Missed with it. The cutter. Smith just shortened up his swing last time up. Punch one into right field. Strike. Two outs. 3-2 the count. Got him. 3 up, 3 down, 2 Ks. The Braves are 9 defensive outs away from a trip to the World Series. Pickett at 3rd, Pickett at 1st. Tight defense. 4-1 Atlanta. The leader in 5G coverage, taking you down on the field at Truist Park. And then some activity on those bases. Dodgers scored their run in the 4th on an RBI single by Bellinger. But the Braves got one in the 1st, a 2-out RBI double from Riley, and then a 2-out, 2-strike, 3-run home run from Rosario in the 4th. Here's Travis d'Arnaud now. He'll start it. d'Arnaud started the rally in the 4th inning. He was down in a 1-2 count against Buehler. He worked a walk. And then the Atlanta Braves had 4 consecutive base runners with 2 outs. Johan Camargo will hit next. He'll come off the bench. That'll be the end for A.J. Mentor, who was brilliant again tonight for Atlanta. 6 up, 6 down, 4 strikeouts.
I mean, the walk to Darno allowed Snicker to play his wild card. And he pinch hit for his pitcher Anderson.
Remember, Darno was down 1-2 in that count also.
And a wave and a miss. Gratterall wipes him out. This guy's trending on a whole different level right now. Brusdar Gratterall.
I think Darno's facial expressions when he struck out tells you everything he thought about that AB.
Second strikeout for Gratterall. Only blemish is he hit Peterson. So now Camargo will come off the bench and pinch hit. He was a late add. He was not on the Division Series roster. Added to the LCS roster. You see, he did not have a hit in the regular season. Spent most of his year in AAA. He's getting a few moments here in the postseason.
He was a very valuable part of this team 3 seasons ago, and looked like he might get the third base job, but Josh Donaldson was signed. So then he became an outfield, a versatile player, and didn't have the same year.
He just never took to it.
That's
the
right.
Same as what you said. And then Austin Riley's kind of just taken over that third base job, and for good reason.
Yes.
Gratterall's hit 102 tonight, and it's easy cheese. But a multi-inning pitcher. Ronnie, do you see a starting pitcher potential with Gratterall, or is he destined to be a closer, a late game reliever?
Well, I'm sure almost every pitcher wants to be a starting pitcher, and he probably, with his arsenal, we saw a good breaking ball the other night. Another pop up here, really handled by Bellinger. But he pitches on such great emotion, and he's so inspirational when he comes in because he mows people down. I love him in the slot he's in right now. And remember, Kenley Jansen is a free agent.
Yeah, good point. So Gratterall with Rosario coming up. Gratterall is out, inning and 2/3. And Dave Roberts is going to play matchup with the hottest hitter on the planet right now, at least in the National League. Eddie Rosario will set it up.
Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Rosario making a name for himself in this NLCS and all postseason long. 2 hits tonight, 3-run home run, broke a 1-1 tie, came with 2 outs in the 4th. And Dave Roberts wants a left-handed pitcher on the mound to face him. And Ron, it'll be Alex Vesia once again, who's been excellent this postseason.
He really has. He's only really made one mistake to Brandon Crawford. Other than that, Vesia has been outstanding.
Eddie Chance raining down on Eddie Rosario.
Yeah, usually here at Truist Park you hear Freddie Chance, not Eddie.
14 hits in this NLCS in the first 6 games. That is tied for the most in postseason history. There are 7 players on that list who have had 14. The others were in 7 games. Rosario's done it in 5+. Still got a lot of game left here. He's had 2 4-hit games. 4-hit game in game number 2 here at Truist Park. That included a walk-off. And then had a 4-hit game in game 4. Hit 2 homers and was a double away from the cycle in that game. Just in the NLCS alone, these are his hits. I mean, using the whole ballpark.
And that, just like that last swing he took there, 2-0, trying to shoot it to left field. This is when you know a hitter's hot. He's taking close pitches. He's spraying it everywhere.
Set a Braves record. Yordan Alvarez won the MVP of the ALCS with 12 hits and 1 homer. And did he go? He did. A strike. And so just by comparison, Kike Hernandez was having a great postseason, Astros beat the Red Sox. Yordan Alvarez was 12 for 23 with a homer and 6 RBIs. Eddie Rosario has 14 hits, 3 home runs, and 9 RBIs.
So far.
Good point.
2-2 the count. Freeman on deck.
That's the thing. You can see how careful he's pitching. Rosario with the 2020 MVP sitting on deck.
That's right.
Those are the splits for Rosario versus left and right. Hit for a higher batting average. About a third of his at-bats. So fewer homers and RBIs against lefties. And he draws a walk. Bottle it up. Put all these at-bats on video. If he's ever in a slump, he'll just need to go back to the 2021 LCS. He's been at his very best.
That ball came in. You could see that it was 1/8 of an inch outside. Yeah, that's why he took it.
I mean, he's a free swinger.
He also read Rob Manfred's signature on that ball too. He's seeing it so well. Albert Pujols even impressed. He's had some moments like that in the postseason himself. So here's Freeman now. All 4 of the Braves' runs have come with 2 outs. 2 outs with a man on for Freddie Freeman, who has walked twice and bounced into a double play.
You know, when you've made so many pitching changes and both teams have used so many relievers, what happens is that you start to get to the point that Freeman has seen Vesia 2-3 times. That's what happens in a series when your starters don't go deep.
That was as pained of a 1-strike call that I've seen thus far.
Freddie
but they're in it. These guys are in it.
Yeah, Freddie usually has no reaction.
Freddie's 0 for 5 against Vesia in his career.
One and one the count. Crowded him. 2 balls and a strike. Graterol hitting in 2/3 innings. Turns it over to Vesia. Trinan will be next. Two and one the count on Freeman. 3-1. Albies next. When you think about a window that you want a left-handed pitcher in, it is Rosario and Freeman. What every manager, opposing manager of the Braves does not want is a lefty against a right-handed hitting Albies. 3 balls and a strike. Lost him. Vesia comes in. Back-to-back walks. And as Dave Roberts going to play the Trident card right here. Follow all the action of the postseason with the MLB app, from real-time tracking of every pitch to in-depth analysis of the games. You can download the MLB app today and make this postseason major.
That's the decision he had to make. You have 2 lefties. You bring him in hoping to get one of them to get out of the inning. He walks them both. Now he's forced to face Ozzy Albies.
3 batters is the minimum you have to face. And so Albies it is.
He had to count on Vesia getting one of those left-handers out so he wouldn't have to face Albies. Didn't work out.
Then it would be trying it in the 7th.
And the job he's done this postseason, I mean, that's the confidence he would have in him.
That's right.
Well, now Vesia in the deep waters here. 2 outs, 2 on. Braves lead by 3. Bottom of the 6th inning. Albies takes a ball.
You don't see many splits that are kind of big as his are. 726 OPS from the left side, 950 from the right side of the plate.
Those are those splits.
Makes me think of the all-star Cedric Mullins with the Orioles this year. Decided not to hit right-handed or switch hit anymore. Hit from the left side. One of the best players in the game.
Had a career year.
Yeah. Tucker Barnhart of the Reds. He was a switch hitter, turned into a left-handed hitter. Albies just the opposite, though. His damage from the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Vesia with back-to-back walks. Facing his 3rd batter here in Ozzie Albies. It's a huge swing moment in the game right now. Dodgers were down 3 runs in game 3, scored 4 in the 8th to win it, a snatch them back. The Braves could not add on in that game. Albies trying to add on here in the 6th.
Not easy against the bullpen of the Dodgers.
2 on, 2 outs. The 1-2 in the dirt. Austin Riley due next. If Vesia loses Albies, you wonder if Dave Roberts would go to Trinan in the 6th. This is the survival inning right now, don't you feel?
Big time.
Trinan's ready.
Yeah, this is Vesia's last hitter right here.
2-2. Here he comes. Albies spoils 1 foul. Got a battle going. Vesia, pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Full count. Traveling time for the 2 base runners now. 3-2, 2 outs. Rosario and Freeman will get a head start.
8th pitch of the bat coming up.
Just missed with a changeup. Moment of truth for Alex Vesia. Runners go. And a ball 4. Albies draws the walk. 3 consecutive walks. The bases are loaded, and Dave Roberts is on his way out. Vesia has been as reliable as any in the Dodger pen. Tonight, not his night. And Dave Roberts has to call on Blake Trinan, normally his 8th inning setup man, to come on here in the 6th with 2 outs. Game 7 tomorrow. Sunday, 7:30 Eastern gets us started with the post-game show. National League Championship Series on TBS, presented by Loan Depot. Blake Trinan coming out of the Dodger pen. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Austin Riley at the plate. These two have had some history the last 2 years. Riley homered off Trinan. Game 1 of the NLCS last season in Arlington in the National League bubble. And then maybe one of the biggest moments of his career to date, the walk-off single in Game 1 of this championship series in 2021. First time he'd ever had a walk-off as a big leaguer. And now he's up with the bases loaded, with the Braves leading 4-1 in the 6th.
Well, Dave Roberts trying to knowing this, I got to keep it right here. Right. This is the game.
Can't allow the lead to get deeper than 3 runs.
Yes.
Got to give your team a chance. Numbers across the board, amazing for Trinan. He's herded 30 runners this year. Only 4 have scored.
A swing and a miss. Nasty slider from Trinan.
2 outs and runners in scoring position against Trinan. He's given up 1 hit all season long.
Wow. Hitters just 1 for 34. That is as impressive as it gets. Here's an 0-2. Oh, a nice play back there by Smith. Had to go a long way to keep that in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down on a knee. Backhand picks it with a runner at third. One and 2. They're loaded up. 3 consecutive walks by Vesia with 2 outs. Rosario, Freeman, and Albies. Riley drove in a run with a double in the first. He's got 2 hits tonight. 2 out of 4. I beg your pardon, 2 out of 3. Trinan hung a slider in Game 1. That's the pitch Riley hit to left for the walk-off. Here's a 1-2 and a called strike 3. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Trinan gets out of it. The Braves strand, the bases loaded. That could be big. We'll see where this one goes. Trinan comes on in the 6th. Clears the deck. We go to the 7th now. 4-1 Atlanta. Championship Series on TBS is presented by Loan Depot. Both starters are gone. Walker Buehler and Ian Anderson. Buehler giving up 4 runs in 4 innings. Coming back on 3 days rest. Rosario got him for a 3-run homer. That was in the 4th. And so Minter 2 scoreless, and now Ron, it'll be Luke Jackson out of the Atlanta pen.
Minter in this postseason, 7 1/3 innings, 11 Ks, gives way to Luke Jackson. Remember, it was Jackson on the mound with this series changed, with the Braves looking to take a 3-0 advantage. The home run to Bellinger.
He gave up those 4 runs. The Bellinger 3-run homer, the Mookie Betts RBI double that put the Dodgers ahead. Braves were 5 outs away from a 3-0 series lead. Let the Dodgers back in. The Dodgers won Game 3. Braves answered back in Game 4 impressively. Eddie Rosario had a 4-hit game. And then Los Angeles winning Game 5 with Chris Taylor and 3 homers to force this Game 6. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Taylor. Hits one high and deep to left. Way back, and it is off the top of the wall. Taylor on his way to second base. He's in with a double. He scalded that ball to left field. He almost hit one out. And Luke Jackson gives up a leadoff double here in the 7th inning.
Well, he blows that first pitch fastball right by him, but what's Luke Jackson's main pitch? The slider. This one hung, and kind of like Rosario, Taylor right now, and that ball's in the zone. In a perfect spot for right-handed to drive it. 109.5 off the bat.
It's the pitch Bellinger hit out at Dodger Stadium. Oh, I missed that high fastball, sorry, against Philly.
And he'll face Bellinger here. Chris Taylor just is not missing mistakes right now. He's 10 for 20 in this LCS. Those 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, 3 homers, 6 RBIs in game 5. He's also stolen 3 bases. I beg your pardon, 3 doubles and 4 runs scored. Bellinger takes a ball. 2-0 the count. Jackson had beaten Bellinger with a fastball prior to this one. He went back to it, and Bellinger, as if he knew it was coming, jumped on it. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and Bellinger tied the game in the bottom of the 8th inning of game 3. The most significant swing the Dodgers have had in this series. They looked like they were dead to rights and about to go down 3-0 to the Braves.
The left-handers, Minter, Matzik, and Smith have been great. Jackson has struggled so far after a real good year.
And the leash is short, you would imagine. Matzik getting ready in the bullpen. Braves with a 3-run lead, 4-1. 7th inning, leadoff double by Taylor. Bellinger's knocked in the lone Dodger run. Walked him on 4 straight. And just like that, the Dodgers bring the tying run to the plate. And Rick Kranitz is on his way out, the pitching coach. Gives us a chance to remind you that Steal a Base, Steal a Taco is back. Watch the World Series to see who will steal a base and win America free Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell. Steal a base, steal a taco only at Taco Bell.
Remember back in game 4, the lefties came in and got all those outs.
That's
at
right.
the end of the game for the Atlanta Braves. And then, of course, game 5, it got out of hand late. So this is the first time Jackson's been back in a game since that game 3.
We've appreciated Rick Kranitz's animated mound visits. This will be the most important one he ever makes, to somehow get Jackson straightened out. Dodgers are in business.
Knebel getting ready in the bullpen. He'll have the Braves 7th, which will be Duvall, Peterson, and Swanson. But the game right now is on the mound. Jackson, a double and a walk, facing his 3rd batter. And he will have a matchup with the tying run at the plate. A.J. Pollock coming off a 2-homer game in game number 5. Pollock has doubled. Braves have a shift on. 3 infielders on the left, hoping for a ground ball. Pollock takes a strike. Pollock now has 7 hits in this NLCS. Now 3 postseason homers. One and one.
Jackson's breaking ball, Frenchie, just not the sharp one you saw during most of the summer.
Anxious moments. They've seen it before.
He's got a good fastball, but right now he just feels he's not confident, it looks like, to throw it.
Wonder Pollock is selling out for that fastball. Based on that, the 1-1, and he hits with a slider for a strike.
Pollock didn't like it. I thought it was a good pitch, though.
It was right at the bottom of the strike zone. 1-2 now.
Like that slider again, Ronnie? Or are you coming 96 up?
After watching Pollock on the changeup and breaking pitches, I like to pitch up in the strike zone.
Nobody out. 2 men on. 4-1 Atlanta. We play in the 7th inning. the left field line. That is a fair ball. Coming in to score is Taylor. Bellinger will stop at third. A two-strike double for A.J. Pollock. And it's 4-2. And the Dodgers have two in scoring position with nobody out in the seventh. Snitker on his way out. Jackson cannot record an out.
He went to the slider again, and that's the fourth one in a row Pollock's seen. And you throw too many like that, good hitters are going to make the adjustment.
Just fair. A big hit for A.J. Pollock. And Jackson, he's been there before. And he will exit. Dodgers have it rolling again. Pollock with his second hit. Pitching change at Truist Park. Lefty on its way.
Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. Am I high? I'ma rip this till my bone color, till the roof comes on, till the lights go out, till my leg give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. Am I high?
Those are the images of the Dodgers in elimination games. And they've won 7 consecutive elimination games going back to last year. They won the wild card game over the Cardinals, had 2 wins facing elimination against their rivals, the Giants. And they've won one in this series. And now Tyler Matzik enters this game. Runners at second and third. Nobody out in the seventh. And Albert Pujols at the plate. 4-2 game now.
Thrown right into the fire is Matzik. This postseason, hitters though are 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position. But what a mess he's in now.
And the question will be asked to Brian Snitker, why Luke Jackson instead of Matzik this inning? And a strike. Jackson it's just been one of those postseasons. Can't believe it. I mean, you just want to curl up.
Yeah,
there's nowhere to go.
You're coming out to get a chance at redemption, and then 3 batters in, you're out.
Yeah. You feel the pain with him. A base hit could tie it. Good speed on the bags. Bounces in. Man, what a play by d'Arnaud. Wow. Man, if that gets by him, that's a run in and a runner at third with nobody out.
Yeah, 57-footer here. Before the plate it lands and still able to keep it in front of him. Amazing play by d'Arnaud.
That's 6 games now we've seen d'Arnaud really do a great job of keeping those balls in front of him, making some great picks.
Little D with some big D.
Yeah, good call. Matzik has been lights out, but he's coming into a hot spot right now with the great Albert Pujols at the plate. A career .390 hitter in the postseason with runners in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the ground, that is foul. 1-2 now. It's a spot where Matzik needs a strikeout.
Well, he's got the stuff to do it. If Eddie Rosario has been the Braves' offensive MVP, Tyler Matzik has been the MVP on the mound. Put into a lot of tough situations, like you said, Ron.
He's been Atlanta's Blake Trinan.
Yeah.
It's the changeup that got Albert Pujols before. Breaking ball in the dirt with 2 strikes is a pitch Matzik could go to.
3 of the 5 Dodger hits have come with 2 strikes tonight. That was a big story in game 5. 11 2-strike hits. Jackson's 2 runners still out there. Can't bear to watch. Anything medium deep to the outfield will be plenty to score Bellinger, who runs well. Pollock very fast as well at second base. Here's a 1-2 and a swing and a miss. That was a big strikeout from Matzik. 1 away.
Well, Albert Pujols at this point in his career needs the ball up. He needs it waist high or up in the strike zone. Good swing there, but finally put away. The breaking ball in the dirt has been his nemesis. It could have been a place, and we've seen the great Albert hit home runs and doubles and extra base hits in those circumstances, but any kind of ball to the right side or some kind of out that pushed a run across and pushed a run over to third, a productive out.
Easier said than done, right?
Of course.
And now Matzek will face Souza. Steven Souza Jr. will pinch hit. Of note, Trinan is now out. Had to use Trinan to Dave Roberts to get the last out with the bases loaded in the bottom of the sixth. That's a big arm gone.
Because of the 3 walks by Vesia.
And Souza's never seen Matzek in his career.
Pinch hitter Steven Souza Jr. Big power. And a little half swing, called a strike anyway. Knebel will have the 7th. Sometimes the most unlikeliest of players deliver in the biggest moments in the postseason. One ball, one strike. Big fastball by Matzek. And it looked like it was on the edge. Didn't get the call. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Tying run at second base. 1 run is in here in the Dodgers 7th. 1-2 the count. It's a pitcher on top of his game right now.
'97's got some life on it too.
Souza's got his moment in the sun. Coming off the bench, knowing it'll be his only at-bat of the game. 1 out, 1-2. A called strike 3. Matzek burns off the edge. Struck him out for the 2nd out.
Souza just watched Albert Pujols get a slider in a similar situation for the punch out. I don't know if he was looking for it, but at 99 miles an hour on the bottom of the strike zone, he gets the call, and Matzek and the Braves get the strikeout.
Matzek has one more piece to the puzzle, but it's a former MVP in Mookie Betts. One for 7 in his career against Matzek, his Betts. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs now.
He is just pounding that zone at 97 down, and what makes it tough for a hitter now, if you're going to get to that fastball, you got to get started a little bit early, and that tends to be the time that you see Matzek use that slider.
Mookie Betts, one of the best fastball hitters, high velocity fastball hitters in the game. No balls and a strike. And Betts takes strike 2. 98, bottom of the zone.
There's a half dozen hitters you want up in this situation. Betts is on that list, even with 2 strikes.
And a half dozen pitchers you want on the mound right now. And Matzek is on that list. What a matchup. Here's an 0-2.
Where the party's at. This is how we roll.
This has been some series, and this has been some game. As we check our Geico game summary, Eddie Rosario's 3-run home run in the 4th inning came with 2 outs. Matter of fact, all 4 runs for the Braves with 2 outs, and they lead it 4-2. But that 7th inning, the Dodgers get 1 to make this a 2-run game. But man, oh man, that was some serious pitching by Tyler Matzek.
He's faced 15 hitters now with runners in scoring position. They're 0 for 15. And at the end of the day tonight, if the Braves are able to hold on to this victory, 2 of the strikeouts came against Albert Pujols and Mookie Betts.
And for me, it's the Mookie Betts one of the best hitters in the game. And you just threw 3 fastballs at 97, 98, 98, and said, here's my best. Wow.
I tell you, Luke Jackson's got a new best friend.
He does. And you know what Matzek gets rewarded with? Gets probably to go back out there and get more outs.
Right, that up-down that you talk about, and expending a lot of energy there. I'm very curious to see what Matzek's going to be like coming back.
Well, Smith is going to be ready, so you're going to go out by out, and if he somehow can get 2, then maybe you can bring in
That
Smith.
was a big part. You had no choice to go get Matzek at that point.
No question. So Corey Knebel will be on the mound for the Dodgers now. Brian Snitker tried to get Jackson on the mound, tried to get him through the 7th. He could not. Got 3 outs from Matzek.
It's like the right-handers against the Dodgers are just taboo. Can't use them.
Adam Duvall will start it for Atlanta. 4-2 game. Knebel has been an opener twice. He did pitch in Game 5 out of the bullpen. They went with Joe Kelly as the opener in Game 5. He served a lot of roles here. Knebel missed a lot of time this year with a lat injury, coming off Tommy John surgery 2 seasons ago.
He's another free agent for this Los Angeles Dodgers team. I'm sure because of his great work in 2017 when he was an all-star with the Brewers and had all those saves, he's probably looking for a similar position someplace else.
Was an all-star closer in Milwaukee, was hurt and traded to the Dodgers. Dodgers acquired him knowing that they were going to basically have to take him through rehab, have to finish a rehab, so they were willing to eat a big salary, hoping they'd get him back for the 2021 season. And even though he's missed a lot of time this year, he's been back and healthy, and he's pitched well.
They allowed him the time to get healthy.
And he's got one of the best curveballs.
Oh, yes.
When it's going right, it's nasty.
Because they pinch hit for Trinan last inning, he faced just 1 batter, but he did a good job. That was a big batter to face, and Austin Riley struck him out to strand the bases loaded.
But when you're trying to keep the game close, you would love more outs from Trinan if you could. They just needed to take their shot.
It's the same way with that man sitting there. You don't know what you're going to get in the 8th inning, but you had to have that in the 7th.
2-2 the count. A swing and a miss. Duvall strikes out. Out number 1. Knebel picks up a K to start the 7th. Boy, this series has just been filled with dramatic moments. First 3 games ended in the final at-bat. We got a tight game tonight. Game 6. Braves are a win away from a World Series. In a matchup with the Astros. Braves have not been to a World Series since '99. And the Dodgers are putting their title defense on the line right now. They've not had back-to-back winners in the World Series in 21 years. And by the way, the last National League team to repeat as World Series champs, the Big Red Machine, the Reds of 75 and 76. It just doesn't happen in baseball that way lately.
If you're in that Atlanta Braves dugout right now, there's a little thing called tack-on run.
It's just so hard against these bullpens.
Yeah.
They're just that good.
I think that's been the interesting thing of this series. We've all thought starting pitching, Fried, Morton, Buehler, Scherzer, Urias, and it's been the bullpens that have taken over.
Big cut by Peterson.
There's a theme to the postseason and watching not only our series but other games is how there hasn't been much impact from starting pitchers in this post.
Scherzer unable to go tonight. Fatigue in the arm. Peterson, a high fly ball to right. Routine for Betts, and there is out number 2. Knebel retiring his first 2 batters.
It really makes you appreciate what Logan Webb did for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, he's been the one starter that, twice got deep in a game. He pitched very well for the Giants. Giants had the Dodgers on the ropes. They were up 2-1 in that series. And Los Angeles won back-to-back games, and the last one on the road in San Francisco to advance to this championship series.
Scherzer, of course, had the game he lost with 7 innings pitched and 10 strikeouts, just a lone home run allowed to Longoria.
Dansby Swanson with 2 away. Braves have been at their best with 2 outs tonight. Riley an RBI double with 2 outs, and Rosario's 3-run homer. Also had 3 consecutive walks with 2 outs last inning. I count 12 outs, or 12 base runners, I should say, with 2 outs. One ball, 1 strike. 1-2 now. Jesse Chavez in the bullpen.
Maybe you ask Matzik to get Seager out and then Chavez to get Turner and Smith out.
These are tough decisions for these managers right now. The 1-2. Swanson lines one to left, a base hit. 2-out single for Dansby Swanson. How about 13 base runners with 2 outs tonight for Atlanta's offense?
Good 2-strike piece of hitting. He's trying to go away with that curveball. It backed up. And you see, got him out in front, but Dansby Swanson did a good job of staying back enough to deliver it to left field.
Well, game 5 was the 2-strike hitting of the Dodgers. Game 6 is the 2-out hitting and batting for Atlanta, leading to walks and singles and doubles and homers. Keep the line moving. Darno's been swinging at the first pitch often tonight. Takes that one for ball 1.
Well, like last inning, they came up and had a pinch hit for him. Now you got Soler on deck for Matzik.
They take their shot. And then you'll see some defensive changes for the Atlanta Braves as well.
There is a win now approach, of course, for both managers, but the Braves, they have a game to play with. I mean, they know they want to win tonight, but they also know if they don't, they come back tomorrow and have a game 7
with Charlie Morton. They don't want any part of that game.
I don't think that man does either.
No.
Ryan Snicker, I think he knows he's 6 outs.
I don't think you want to play a game 7 against the world champions. Or I wouldn't.
1 ball, 1 strike. Swanson the runner at first. A swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Kenley Jansen preparing for the 8th inning, possibly this inning if Knebel cannot get through it. Just started throwing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2 now. Darno injured his thumb. Missed 3 months with a thumb injury. And then we saw him in a swing in Game 5. The left hand came off the bat, the left thumb, and looked like he might have tweaked it. All reports say he's okay. Just a little bit of a hot spot on that swing. And he's actually come back. Had some good at-bats. Doesn't affect him catching so much. It's his glove hand. But he has an infield hit tonight. He's walked and scored.
A little surprised Swanson hasn't tried to steal the bag yet here with 2 outs.
Two the count on Darno. Called strike 3. Knebel rings the bell. Puts up a 0 in the 7th. Coming down to crunch time. We go to the 8th inning. The Dodgers are coming to bat. Seager, Turner, and Smith. 4-2 Atlanta. Game 6 of the NLCS. T-Mobile, the leader in 5G coverage. Eddie Rosario's 3-run homer in the 4th. 2 outs, 2 strikes in a 1-1 game. Now that made it 4-1. Now it's 4-2 as Seager swings at the first pitch. Matzik is back on the mound. His spot in the batting order was next. Darno strikes out. They don't need to pinch hit. Matzik comes back out.
Every single fan at Truist Park really appreciated that Matzik was coming back out to pitch.
Not saying they're rooting against Darno, but he got a big ovation when he popped out of that dugout. Seager buckled. Matzik spins one on him, a slider.
Just so much emotion that you expend when you're trying to get through what he just got through. Struck out 3 straight hitters to get out of that jam. Still has work to do.
He's got Seager 0-2. Oh, this guy. Matzik. 4 in a row. 4 strikeouts.
Well, he gets him 0-2 and just drops the slider on him 2 in a row.
What's interesting is that he used his fastball, except for Pujols, to get through that 7th inning. Now here in the 8th, using the breaking ball more against Seager. He'll stay on to face the right-hander.
14 pitches, 12 strikes.
Wow. Mowing. Now facing Trey Turner. 1 out in the 8th. Bouncing ball third base. Nice easy hop for Riley. Fires just in time. 2 outs. And the Braves are 4 outs away from a World Series.
Another breaking ball.
And Trey Turner was getting ready for that fastball. He saw Betts' at bat, said, I'm going to get me one on the first pitch right here. And then he throws that slider and gets him out front.
Well, we've seen this a few times in the series. Riley with the strong arm to get to Speedy Turner.
Speedy's right. 31.2 feet per second right there. That's as fast as you can do it. And Riley got him. 2 outs. Here's Will Smith. Matzik 6 times in the regular season had a multi-inning outing. Only once did he throw 2 innings. That was back on July 29th on the road against the Mets. It's not something he does often.
Will Smith is money late in games.
On the ground, Riley scoops it up. Throw to first. Tyler Matzik. From electrician to legend. The biggest 6 outs you will ever see. 4-2 Braves. Bottom of the 8th. National League Championship Series on TBS. It's presented by Loan Depot. Truist Park is rocking. Braves country. And their Braves are 3 defensive outs away from a World Series. Kenley Jansen is on the pitch. Jansen will pitch this bottom of the 8th inning. 38 saves in the regular season. And Ron, a pitcher that has resurrected his closing career and was as good as ever.
He's been as impressive as anyone who's come in these ball games with his cutter that he's had all those years, the curveball, breaking ball that he uses now, his two-seamer, and his intensity and heart.
And he'll try to keep it at 4-2. Tyler Matzek is out. He's going to be pinch hit for. Jorge Soler will bat. So I'll leave it to Will Smith, and Matzek just a star here in the postseason run.
In the postseason, 10 1/3, 17 punch outs.
Make it a league championship series here. 6 innings, 1 hit, and 11 Ks.
He just threw 6 pitches in the top of the 8th inning as Soler takes a big swing. 6 pitches in the 8th, 6 strikes, 3 up, 3 down.
Against 2-3-4.
And now it's going to be Will Smith for the 9th for Atlanta. No balls and a strike. Soler, big bat off the bench now. Was starting games before he got COVID. And we were told he had been vaccinated, but he said that he was not. And that knocked him out for 10 days. So he just came back for game 5. So he's not in the starting lineup, but gives him a lot of power off the bench. And he sends that one in the air, foul. No balls, 2 strikes a count. Soler, part of the remaking of the Braves outfield. 4 pieces out there: Rosario, Duvall, Peterson, and Soler. And Soler had been the starter. Peterson was told he'd be coming off the bench. All Peterson has done is drop another Jocktober on him this postseason. So Soler continues off the bench.
And some pearls.
Yes. Next left-handed starter the Braves face, though, if they advance. Figure Soler will be in there. Man, he is just letting it eat.
These are 2 big boys going at it right here.
I mean, Soler is 6'5", 240. And you could tell in that swing. Jansen's 6'5", 265.
Power on power.
They're making the field look small. 0-2.
Having this type of bat, too, just seeing pitches fouled off, will definitely give your manager some confidence, too, that you're seeing the ball.
You could see a scenario if the Braves make it to the World Series that Soler starts leading off for them again.
Well, and if you think about it, if you do and make it to the World Series, game 1 and 2 would be in Houston. He can DH.
That's right.
No balls, 2 strikes. If the Braves advance to the World Series, the Astros will have home field. The first 2 games will be in Houston, because then you go on records. The Braves had the fewest wins among all the division winners. If the Dodgers come back and win this game and then win tomorrow and they're in the World Series, then the Dodgers would have home field advantage in the World Series, courtesy of 106 regular season wins. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Soler. He's hanging tough. Braves got a key pinch hit appearance from Ehire Adrianza in the 4th inning. Called on his best pinch hitter early, or his most off-used pinch hitter. Soler is now his best pinch hitter. Adrianza doubled. That set up Rosario's 3-run homer. It's a difference in the game right now. And Soler muscles one into left field. He's thinking 2. And he's on his way. And the throw to second, a belly flop. He's safe. It's like a freight train going into second base.
Well, that's a big league at bat, facing one of the best closers in baseball. You get a pitch up, and he just lost it over Taylor's head. Hustle out of the box the whole way.
T-Mobile base cam.
It's almost hard to believe him. A guy that big can go that fast, and then get a pinch run for him.
We'll lift him for a pinch runner. Heredia will run for Soler here with Eddie Rosario coming up. Rosario, if the Braves finish off the Dodgers, will be the MVP of the NLCS.
So you might see some Rosario jerseys run around this area.
2 hits and a walk. 3-run home run in the 4th. A game changer. The 14 hits in the LCS. Ties for the Major League record. Both leagues. Matsui, Pujols, Marco Scudero's on that list. Kevin Youkilis. All of those other players played in 7 games. Rosario's done it in 6. He's got 9 RBIs in the LCS alone. Yeah, print them up as fast as you can. They're going like hotcakes. They're going like the waffles they served up here today in the press box.
Yeah, we got Ronnie some Waffle House today.
Courtesy of Bill Plaschke. Huge insurance run at second base. 4-2 Atlanta. Bottom of the 8th. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count.
He can swing and miss, I guess.
I'll tell you, that's what makes Jansen so tough. He throws 93, but he's got the 2-seamer and the cutter. And so the first pitch you saw for a strike was kind of the 2-seamer, and that one a little late life cut.
See what Jansen has in mind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rosario, center field, well hit, and it is caught at the wall. Tagging is Heredia. Oh man, Rosario to the deepest part of the ballpark. And as the temperature is cooled down significantly, it dies. Great catch by Bellinger. It is a productive out as Heredia goes to third base. That was a bomb.
What a great catch by Bellinger.
Smooth.
He is smooth.
Man, ran right to the spot. That ball was hit like a bullet.
He's squaring up every single thing he sees right now.
Did you call that a productive out?
Productive out. They're going to intentionally walk Freddie Freeman. Meeting at the mound here with Jansen. Freeman at first. The free pass. First and third, 1 out. And Ozzie Albies coming up.
Probably talking too about what to do first, second pitch. Ozzie Albies an aggressive hitter, looking to swing early.
In case you're wondering, Ozzie Albies did not have a sacrifice bunt all year. Things do change in the postseason. Well, the safety squeeze could be in play, but unlikely, especially when you haven't done it all season. Hasn't had one in the last 3 years, actually. Infield in. 3 on the right side. Runners at the corners, 1 out. And a swing and a miss. Cut fastball from Jansen.
Now with the shift, 3 guys over, you got to believe he's going to continue to pound that cutter in, up, not letting Ozzie Albies get extended.
He needs a strikeout or a pop-up, one or the other.
And with Heredia running at third, it won't take much to get him home. Fly ball medium deep is all. Freeman takes off. Albies swings and fouls one away. Freddie Freeman was on the run. I didn't see Seager move at all.
No, they're just playing straight defense now. They can't get out of position.
Let him run.
Yeah, let him run.
Seager is the one playing in the middle right now on the shift. He actually scoots back a couple of steps now. Big spot. Roberts has his closer in the game, down 2 runs. No balls, 2 strikes. Freeman goes again. Albies strikes out. Kenley Jansen with a big K. 2 outs now. And the Dodgers infield can go back to normal depth. Still first and third.
Macy gets him with that high cheese, gets him to expand and gets him to miss. And now basically with Freddie Freeman at second, comes down to, you want to face Riley, you want to face Duvall?
You have to face Duvall, not Riley here, in my opinion.
Credit Freeman with a stolen base.
I know you got the righty-righty matchup. I know you have one of the best closers in the game, but Duvall has already struck out 3 times today.
And for some guys, you might worry about the walk. Jansen throws strikes.
That's right.
2 in scoring position now. Riley with 2 hits, an RBI double in the first run of the game. Looking ahead to the Dodger 9th. Chris Taylor, Cody Bellinger, A.J. Pollock, and Will Smith, the Braves closer, with the task of finishing off the Los Angeles Dodgers and sending the Braves to the World Series. A strike. 1-1 the count on Riley.
Let's get the feeling they're going to kind of pitch him up, away, try to get him to chase. Ronnie, and if worst case scenario, you walk him, you walk him.
Yeah.
A base hit could score 2. There's a 1-1. 1-2 now. Riley's never had a hit against Kenley Jansen. He's 0 for 5 in his career. And going right after him. Riley's had some big hits already this postseason.
Earlier in the series, we saw Jansen up 2 strikes, come up and in to Riley to strike him out.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the Braves 8th. And a swing at him is Jansen with a strikeout. Stage is set. Atlanta is 3 outs away. The Dodgers trying to force a game 7. Here comes Will Smith.
And when I'm on the microphone, you best to wear your sweater, cause I'm cooler than a polar bear.
just toenails. Oh hell, there he go again. Talking that shit. Corners like I was a curve. I struck a nerve, and now you about to see the Southern player serve. I heard it's not where you from, but where you pay me. Then I heard it's not what you make, but how much you spend. You got me bent like elbows a month.
The Atlanta Braves have won 4 consecutive home games in the postseason. They tighten their D. Guillermo Heredia will play center. That moves Duvall with a strong arm and right. And on the mound, closer Will Smith. A 4-2 game. Braves lead by 2. Chris Taylor starts it. Shows bunt. Bunts right through it. Strike 1.
Taylor 1 for 5, Bellinger 2 for 10, and Pollock 1 for 8 career against Will Smith.
But they've been the most dangerous part of this Dodgers lineup for the last couple of games. 37 out of 43 chances for Will Smith. He's kept it interesting in the 9th inning. I know that.
He's 3 for 3 in save opportunities in the postseason. Taylor, the star in Game 5. He's doubled and scored here in Game 6. Matzik 6 up, 6 down. As impressive as you can do it. Left runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 7th inning did Matzik. Left the tying runs on. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
And we talked in Game 4, 22 of 27 outs with left-handed pitching. Mentor with 2 innings. Luke Jackson got in that trouble. Matzik with 2. They have a chance to get the final 15 with the lefties.
Those last 3 outs are always the toughest. There's a strike. 2-2. The Dodgers have been out their best, facing elimination. They've won 7 straight games facing elimination. And 4 in a row against Atlanta. When you go back to last season. 2-2 to Chris Taylor. One away. High fastball from Smith. And the Braves are 2 outs away.
After a game where Chris Taylor hit 3 home runs, 3 strikeouts tonight, this fastball right by him up in the strike zone.
Smith usually will go to that slider in those scenarios. Kind of went backdoor and went 3 fastballs against Taylor.
Racking up the K's. Braves pitching tonight. Smith faces Bellinger and a strike.
Twelve punch-outs by Braves pitching tonight.
Dodgers are desperate for a base runner. They would bring the tying run to the plate. The reigning world champs are on the ropes. Smith deals a 1-1. 2 balls and a strike now. Bellinger, a big reason why the Dodgers made it to the league championship series. Had a 9th inning game-winning RBI in San Francisco in Game 5. Put him ahead. 2 balls and a strike. 2-2 now.
Well, 2-1, knowing Smith didn't want to walk him.
Yeah.
Bellinger got a good fastball to hit right there and fouled it off.
Bellinger had the biggest hit for the Dodgers in this series. It's the reason they're here in this 6th game.
3-run homer in game 3. For the comeback win for LA. 2-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A.J. Pollock next. Will Smith has 2 wins in this series. Trying to notch a save in game 6. Full count, 1 out. Here he comes. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 gone in the inning.
Smith has 54 of his 87 Ks this year on the slider. Last 2 to Taylor and Bellinger, fastballs up in the zone.
I mean, in this situation, how can you not feel like you have the best fastball you'll ever have?
Hometown kid. Grew up a Braves fan, Will Smith, from Newnan, Georgia. Idolized Smoltz and Glavine and Maddox. He's got a chance to send the Braves to the World Series. A.J. Pollock has other ideas. If he reaches, Albert Pujols is due next. Here's a 1-0. And on the ground, Swanson, he's got it to his feet, throw to first. There it is! The Atlanta Braves are going to the World Series! Atlanta, their 10th trip to the World Series in franchise history, was not an easy play. Dansby Swanson spins and fires, and that airtight Atlanta defense right down to the last out as Will Smith sends the Braves to the World Series. It's the 6th time in Atlanta they'll go to the World Series, and the 1st time since 1999. What a finish.
Defense for the Atlanta Braves this whole series has been outstanding. Ironic it ends with a great play by Dansby Swanson.
13 of the 27 outs came via strikeouts against the Dodgers. None more important than the 4 by Tyler Matzik. 45 years, a baseball lifer.
Hired by Hank Aaron. Mentored by Bobby Cox. And Brian Snitker is going to the World Series. Tears in his eyes. The Atlanta Braves and the Houston Astros will play for a World Series championship. The face of the franchise, Freddie Freeman. What a moment for him, and an embrace with his manager. Beautiful.
Had so many stars here in Atlanta, and they traded them all away. They kept 1. Freddie Freeman went through some lean times here in Atlanta.
Ozzie Albies. The Keystone combo of Swanson and Albies. Spectacular. Riley and Rosario, the two that delivered the walk-off moments in games 1 and 2. And the franchise right in the middle of it, like a 5-year-old.
You're right, Ronnie. He was here at the early part when they had success, and they went through 4 years of not so great baseball. And he gets to his first World Series.
And it's the end of the line for the Dodgers. The reigning World Series champs are out in 6 games. The Braves win the National League pennant. And let's kick it down to Lauren Shahadi. She's standing by with Tyler Matzik.
Tyler, congratulations. You're going to the World Series. How does that sound?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the team we got here, we all love each other. I think that's what got us through. I love these guys, and I'm just so excited to be moving on.
You come in the 7th with 2 on. You got Pujols, Souza, and Betts. What are you trying to do?
I mean, the job's simple. I got guy at 2nd and 3rd. I'm looking just to strike 3 guys out. I just want to see what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to throw my. No, it's not that easy. Trust me, it ain't that easy. But when you got a team behind you that you know that wants to be there and that has put so much time and effort into getting there, that's kind of the fuel that keeps you going. And yeah, I just wanted to do it for my teammates.
Before every pitch, I saw you take a deep breath. What were you telling yourself?
I'm just trying to be aggressive on that next pitch. That's what I'm thinking about, honestly. I'm just taking a good deep breath, and let's get after it and throw that next pitch.
You had a night off on Thursday. Did that matter? Did that help at all?
You know, I felt good. I've been working on my rehab and everything. I was able to throw. You know, game didn't go our way, but that day definitely helped me for today.
It has not been easy for you in this game. How does your past make you feel about your present, Tyler?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I was out of baseball in 2017. Now I'm heading to the World Series, and whatever this year is, I can't remember. I'm just excited to be here, and I can't wait to go to the World Series.
Enjoy every moment.
Thank you very much.
Brian.
Tyler Matzik. I mean, that guy's a book right there.
Yeah.
He's a movie.
That's right.
What a finish. What a series. And for the Atlanta Braves, Frenchie, they're going to the World Series for the first time in 22 years.
You know what? Last year they had the 3-1 lead, and they gave up 3 games. Freddie Freeman said this year's different. We're coming home to Atlanta, and this crowd here was amazing. And the Braves are headed to the World Series since '99, first one.
Listen, the World Series champions from 2020 were awfully tough in this series, and they were courageous. Walker Buehler went on 3 days rest today, but it was the 4th inning when Darno walked after he was 1-2. Brian Snitker decided to hit for his pitcher with Adrianzo, who hit a double, and then the great Rosario with a 3-run home run. That was the difference in today's game.
He'll be the MVP, no question. Hardware to be delivered. What a series. It ends in 6. The Braves beat the Dodgers 4-2 in Game 6. They eliminate the defending world champions and go to their first World Series since '99, the team of the '90s. Up next, the postseason show on TBS presented by Hyundai. Bob Costas will lead the coverage. Lauren Shahadi will be down on the field for the trophy presentation in front of 43,000 Braves fans. TBS, your exclusive home for the 2021 National League champions, Atlanta Braves. They're going to the World Series, folks. Braves Astros in the Fall Classic.
For the first time in 22 years, the World Series will be played in Atlanta, Georgia. Congratulations to the Braves. So many people instrumental in their success with us tonight. Their chairman, Terry McGurk, Derek Schiller, president and CEO, general manager and president of baseball ops, Alex Anthopoulos, and Brian Snitker, their manager. The Warren C. Giles Trophy is yours, Terry. Hold it up for all to see. Congratulations, yes.
Oh, my God. There you go, boys.
Terry, you told me you were nervous. You told me you were nervous, but you believed. What does this trophy mean for the people of Atlanta?
Oh my gosh, Lauren, we've been waiting 22 years, as you said. I'm so proud for this team, and I'm so happy for our fans. We've waited a long time, and these fans have been behind us the entire time. They deserve it as much as these guys back here.
Alex, you were 5 games back at the deadline. You went all in. What about this team made you believe?
They were playing tough the whole way. They grinded and grinded and grinded. We were right there. We were close. Terry McGurk came to me at the All-Star break and said, you got whatever you need to go make this club better, whatever you need. And we went full speed ahead, and Snit and the guys and everybody did an incredible job. And for all these fans that came out all summer, big difference for us, huge.
We throw around the phrase good culture, but good culture is synonymous with Braves baseball. Why does that matter so much?
I think it's a collection of everybody we have here, from all the employees, the coaches, obviously the staff, and all the players. They're the ones that build the culture. They're grade A across the board. They're incredible, and it results in wins for us.
Congratulations. Snit, get over here. Tell me about your guys.
Oh, my God. I can't say enough about this group. I was proud of them when we won the division, to get here, what they've been through this year, how they've hung in there. They've allowed themselves to be right here, right now. I mean, and I am so very proud of each and every one of them. It takes a big village to get here. Our organization, this is an organization award too, because from Terry, Alex, Derek, Mike Plant, everybody, I mean, how they support us, give us the resources, and these players, they never stop. They believe. It's a great group. It's a really cool group of guys to be around, and we did it, Braves country. Yeah.
You spent 45 years in this organization, Brian Snitker. What would you tell your 20-year-old self about this moment right now?
Oh man, you know what? I never thought it would happen, quite honestly. I mean, this is like, this is something that I seem like I sit in my room, my easy chair, and watch everybody else do. I watched it last night and was just like, God, I want to experience that. Here we are, proud of everybody here, our organization, Braves country again. Man, these guys are something else in this building. We love you.
It's a moment in time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's one more piece of hardware to present. The crowd knows who it is. The most valuable player for the National League Championship Series, Eddie Rosario. Felicidades, congratulations. All yours. Brian asked if we told him. He doesn't need to know. He knows. Eddie and his translator, Franco. You told me? Hi. Who is this?
My boy, my little boy.
What do you think of your dad? Great. You told me you wanted to make a name for yourself in Atlanta. How have you done it?
Que quería hacerte un nombre aquí en Atlanta. ¿Cómo has logrado eso?
Wow, mi trabajo, mi esfuerzo, de verdad que me siento increíblemente increíble. De verdad que todo para mí es un sueño, nunca se me va a olvidar en la vida.
Through my work, my effort, it's a dream come true for me. It's truly incredible. I'm never going to forget it ever in my life.
To all the kids in Puerto Rico who love this great game, who want to be standing where you are someday, what do you want to say to them?
A todo el muchachito en Puerto Rico, ¿qué el mensaje le quieres decir a ellos?
Cuando yo era niño, siempre esperaba un momento así. Caminaba solo para el parque cuando tenía 7, 8 años, soñando este momento. Nunca dejé de creer en él y mira, ahora estoy aquí.
When I was a little kid, I always hoped for this moment. Walking to the park by myself at 7 years old, I would dream of this moment, and look at me now, it's come true.
Enjoy it. Felicidades, congratulations.
Guayama, Puerto Rico, de MVP, Buñeta!
It is not a Braves celebration. celebration, a trophy presentation without the pillar of the organization, Freddie Freeman. Hi, Charlie. Freddie, all the greats to put on this uniform. Why is it so special?
It's amazing. This organization has been around a long time. It's been a long time since we get to go to the World Series again, and this organization means a lot to me. So this is absolutely incredible. Speechless.
These fans have loved you for over a decade. What do you want to say to them?
Oh, man. It's nice to do this in front of them. They came out and supported us all year. When we were just hovering at 500, they were still with us. And then we took it to a whole nother level. And what we did in the second half and so far in the postseason is because of them.
Congratulations. And congratulations to the Atlanta Braves, 2021 National League champions.